the Inner Talk podcast. We'll no topic is off limits. Now here's your host, my daddy, and Void of Soul. Thank you for coming to the Inner Talk podcast. Boom, shalak, boom.
In 3, 2, 1, boom, shalak, boom. My name is Ryan Westa. I am the host of Neanderthal Podcast. And today I've got a guy that I've tried to get in 2 times already, but third time is a charm. Ameet, Elephant Wings.
It's Ameet.
Ameet?
Nice to meet you.
All right.
Since, people fuck my name up once in a while.
I knew it was close.
I'm just messing with you.
Okay. Is it Ameet?
It's Ameet with the T.
Ameet. Okay. I thought that's what it was.
That's
and then
okay.
I took a shower earlier today. I was like, I don't know that I've ever heard of Ameet. I think they always spell it with a D. I think it's Ameet.
It's all right.
All right.
I'm not from here.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Bombay. Yep.
Okay.
So,
What brought you over here?
And
when?
I was born in Bombay, 1976. And around when I was 3 years old, my family and my parents and I moved to Dubai. Was there till I was 12. Moved back to Bombay, and then I moved to the United States right before my 22nd birthday. I went to Atlanta, Georgia to study graphic design.
What year was that?
1998 December.
1998. So you've been here since 98. That's when I graduated high school, was in 98. You're only a couple years older than me. 3
Yep.
years older than me, I think, something like that. Wow. You're an actual...
So, I was in Atlanta for a couple of years, and then I had this dream to move to New York from, when I was younger, 15. I wanted to move to New York. I don't know why. I guess it resembled Bombay being a big city.
Okay.
So at that time, I don't know the statistics now, but at that time, New York had 14 million people, and we had around 18, 19 million people. Still Bombay's in the lead, I bet. So I moved there. It was right before September 11th. I remember not one graphic design firm, or I even interviewed for Martha Stewart's design firm, design department, and just no one was hiring at the time. Especially
You were a graphics design guy.
Especially I was also had the disadvantage they had to pay for my visa, work visa, and all that stuff. So that was one more ding against me. But yeah, the market was really bad, and then I had a few friends who had already interviewed or had already started. 2 friends had already started. One friend had already started Hallmark, and so I sent my portfolio to Hallmark Cards, and they flew me over. And I spent the weekend here with some friends. I interviewed on Friday. I got there Thursday night, hung out with some friends till 1:32 in the morning.
What, was this in 98, 99?
This was in 2001.
Oh, that's right.
2001.
After
Yeah.
9/11. That's right.
So 2001, hung out till 2 o'clock in the morning, drinking with my friend Christine. And then got up at 5 and was kind of figuring out what shirt to wear to the interview. And I was supposed to meet them. So I ironed 2 shirts.
You hung out till 2 o'clock. And
I was 24 years old. If I do it now, I'll be in bed for 3 days.
Come on. You can still do it. You got it in
So
you.
then I interviewed there at Hallmark on Friday, and then Christine was telling me, you should ask them whether you can stay the weekend. They did it for somebody else I know, and I said, just to check out the city. And so I asked, and I said I have a place to stay. They insisted that they put me back. They put me up in the hotel. So they said, go back to the Westin, and we change your flight for Monday morning.
Oh.
Super great company, Hallmark Cards.
I've heard nothing but good things about
they're
them.
awesome. I was there for 18 years.
Oh, wow.
So then, went back to the Westin, and they said there was a large convention or something, and they said all their single rooms were taken, so they were going to put me up in the Royal Suite.
Nice.
We had a great time. But the deal was no one is ordering room service, and if you are, you're paying cash for it. So we did that. Had a great weekend. So started in Hallmark. This was June.
So they flew you out here.
No, they flew me from New York to Kansas City, and then they flew me back.
Okay.
And then I had to go back to India for a few months to get my visa. And then I started at Hallmark on the 15th of October. Now, the crazy part is
It's all pretty crazy so far.
The crazy. Oh, it gets better. On September 11th, I just gone for a evening walk with my grandma, and I came back up and friends. I was watching Friends, and it went to commercial break, so I was channel surfing and just landed on BBC or CNN. I don't remember, and the towers were on fire. And the first thing that came to mind, I'm fucked.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be fucked.
Yeah.
Guess what? Checked my email the next day. My visa had come on the 9th of September and was stuck in the U.S. mail. I was in the United States on the 22nd or 24th of September, and I was started my job at Hallmark on the 15th of October, 2001.
Okay. Almost less than a month after that.
Not great. It felt like a lifetime at the time, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that probably was an intense and maybe scary time because you're an immigrant. You're not here for terribly long. You know, you're brown, you got an accent, and all of a sudden a bunch of brown people with an accent just blew us up.
Right.
Did you have any kind of issues at all?
No, nothing.
Nice.
Never had, maybe once at a Metallica show,
Yeah.
but that's another story.
At a Metallica show?
Yeah, I've seen them 54 times.
Did you? What? Why? Damn, you love Metallica.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find them while you were in Bombay?
Yeah, in
Mumbai?
92.
Okay. Did you always want to be an American, or did you always know you were going to be an American? Do you consider
Yeah, I
yourself
am.
American?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I wanted to come here to study, and then I never thought I would. I don't know. There was no plan. There still is no plan.
But as like a young I don't know. Look, I'm ignorant as shit.
Okay,
I don't know nothing about Bombay.
So Bombayite, now it's Mumbaiite because they changed the name to Mumbai. Yes.
Okay.
You're close. You're good.
Okay. That's in India. Yeah?
Correct.
Correct. It is like proper India?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So growing up in India, do you have a lot of American, I don't want to say propaganda.
We're very westernized.
Okay. Yeah,
come
English,
from
England.
So they ruled us for 200 years. So all our street signs are in English.
Oh, that's right. The 200 years just ended recently, right?
Oh, a long time ago, 1947.
Oh. What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Another country then recently.
Yeah, not
Within
no.
Okay. Who's that? Like I said, I don't know shit.
Anyway, so yeah, started at Hallmark. Had a great time. Great company to work for.
Did you fall in love with Kansas City, or was it like, I need a job and Hallmark's hiring?
At that time, that was the case, but within 3 weeks or a month of being here, I remember calling my dad up. I'd gone downtown for something, I don't remember now. And I called him, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? There's no one here. It looks like there's a citywide curfew.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on. But I have this weird feeling in my heart that this is going to be one of the fastest growing, biggest cities in the United States, and shit you not.
Here we are.
And when the Super Bowl, they just won the Super Bowl, and Taylor Swift and all that stuff, and every 2 days there's a new cool restaurant, bar, whiskey joint, whatever, just so many cool things happening in KC. It's good to be.
You called it.
It's good to be right.
Yeah, you called it. I think around, I can't put a date on it, but I remember partying when you would have been 2002, 3, 4. Downtown was pretty much a ghost town.
Oh, it's terrible.
It was awful. And then we got Power and Light, the Sprint Center,
right?
Well, T-Mobile Center.
I didn't
now.
even know where they were going to put that. It was just amazing. And then I think from then it's been an upswing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I remember where they were going to put it because I love food. I love all different kinds of food, and I love supporting local people and like cool people, like a cool story like you with like a cool little spot that they're doing something different. There was an awesome spot down where the Sprint Center is now. It was called Little Jake's Eat It and Beat It Wings. I mean, it was tiny. It was like the size of, it was barely bigger than the studio. And then it was Eat It and Beat It because they wanted you to eat it and beat it the hell out of here. Like, hurry up, we need room in here.
Right.
And then I remember them getting like kind of bought out. They're like, yo, Sprint Center's moving in. We're getting kicked out. And then now they're on Southwest Boulevard, but it's called like Danny Edwards
I should check it out.
Barbecue. It's just, yeah, it's really good. And that brought me recently here in Kansas City. We've had a little bit of a controversial topic, it seems, with the Royal Stadium being put down in the Crossroads. Like, we just had that vote. It didn't pass. There were a lot of small businesses saying, hey, this is going to ruin small business in the Crossroads. This isn't good. Other people saying, no, it is good. And I remember what it was like before the Sprint Center. It was a ghost town. And the Crossroads isn't exactly... I mean, it's fun. It's a lot better, but it's not like... I mean, you guys aren't even open on Monday, right?
No, we're not.
Yeah, because it's just... There's not a ton of people down there. But if the Royals would be down there, would you guys be open on Monday? Like, what? I don't know. Like, what is your... So do you have an opinion on the Royals thing?
Yes, I do. I initially was like... I always thought the stadium should be downtown.
Yeah.
I think what the Sprint Center did for all the city and all the businesses and bringing in money and when concerts are there and stuff like that, it's good for the economy. So when they announced that, I was very excited. But then, look, a few days into it, I kind of started reading some posts and putting myself in someone else's shoes, the small business people like the Mercy Seat and Kobe Q and all those places will be out of business. And I think, and the biggest thing, parking. Where the fuck are people going to park? It's already a shit show down there. Yeah. I mean, I've been here since 2001, and it's kind of a pain in the ass.
It is.
I remember going to First Fridays in 2002, 2003. I met this girl there, became my girlfriend, then became my wife.
Oh, wow!
And the mother of my son. We're not together anymore. But
congratulations.
I'll let that be. But no. So yeah, congratulations on a great kid. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And we get along really well, and everything's awesome now.
Nice. But I'm divorced. That's why I say that. I just know how it is.
So I don't know. Like, I like the whole artsy fartsy. Like, let the art stay there, and there's plenty of other room. There's plenty of other room. Other places where they could build it, and I don't really. I mean, it is what it is, but
I was a vote yes guy just because I think just selfish. Like, I think downtowns, when they have a ballpark down there, I think that's really cool for downtown, like Chicago, Boston.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of fun, and then I was looking at it, and I don't think we were going to lose that many businesses. And Kobe Q, they're a Kansas City staple. They've been here forever, but they first started in Westport. Then they moved down here, and then recently they opened I guess a sister restaurant, perhaps. I mean, it was still called Kobe Q, but it was in Westport. It was like Kobe Q Sushi. And so I was like, all right, well, because I really do like them. I was like, all right, they'll be cool. They'll just go back to Westport. And I just figured the other places, if they're that profitable and that good, can't they just move down a couple blocks? Or is that just like...
I guess it's easier said than done, right?
Right. But like, would also they be get bought out? Like, they're not just going to get kicked out, right? Like, they'll...
I have no idea.
Okay. So, I thought you might have a little... information.
I'm just focused on me and my food and getting my business off the ground.
Yeah, it's hard to do for any kind of restaurant, that's for sure. At least how the odds are stacked against you. However, the odds can be stacked against you, but dude, your food, I can't stop eating it. Like, I go in there quite a bit. Not the papoose, samosas.
Samosas, yeah.
Bro. Wow, those things are a real problem. How did they are? They're too good.
So let's do a little. Let me just go back a few 20 years.
Yeah, please do. We can get there. I just want to let you know how damn your food's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So when I moved to Kansas City, when I moved to the United States and to Atlanta, I was a 32-inch waist. In 2 years, I went from 32 inches to 38 inches, eating shit food, and just not home food.
That's southern. That's southern.
And I miss no cheap ramen.
Okay.
Hot dogs, hamburgers.
Oh,
terrible.
Okay.
processed cheese, just whatever. Because I was saving money for beer money, right?
Yeah.
So I moved to Kansas City. I'm like, I can't. I'm working now. I work for a big company. I gotta cook my own food. So I had two or three recipes my grandma had written down for me, or before I left.
Oh, wow.
In '98 December. One was a lentil. One was a ground beef or ground chicken, or whatever you want to do. Dish called keema, which I use at my dinners now. It's way better. So I started making these recipes, and I was a single person by myself. So I had a few friends. I would invite them over for dinner. I love people. I love entertaining.
Nice.
So the fifth time they had it, they're like, "This is good, but let's try something else." So I started just experimenting.
Oh, because you only knew a couple
Yeah, just
things.
started experimenting, and then I would do, when we would have cookouts and grill outs at friends' houses of mine, my food would be gone first, and then there were occasions where I didn't bring anything, or just got a side or something. People get really disappointed. But I think what did it for me was my dad ran a friend's restaurant in New York. He was the general manager there, and then there was this other Indian guy who used to come in all the time, and they kind of got buddy, and they would hang out after hours and have a drink or whatever, get some food. So he invited my dad over for dinner one day. So he made this chicken dish or pork dish, and while he was putting it together, my dad kind of got nostalgic about when he was a kid, and he and his brother would cook with his father. So my grandfather. My grandfather cooked once in a while, and it would be like, okay, you're in charge of slicing the onions, and you're in charge of dicing the tomatoes, and then my grandfather would just put it together, and he's like, shit, I know how to do this. So he went home the next day, and he cooked it, and he called me. I was in Atlanta. He was in New York. I was in Kansas City at the time. And he was in New York, and it just so happened that I think a week or 2 weeks after that, I was going to go visit. So I'm like, we should make this when I'm there. So I made it, and that kind of gave me, I kind of just opened another avenue, I think.
Okay.
And kind of gave me a little more confidence. So I just started like experimenting with different things, and he and I talk on the phone, and so try this or try that, and he would try something. He's like, I did this, why don't you try this? And kind of did that, and then I lived in a 650 square foot apartment. It had a galley kitchen, and had this small fuck you stove. It was like 24 inches by 24 inches with the coils.
Yeah.
So I went and bought vertical stock pots, Scaffoldon stock pots, so I could cook 4 things at a time. And I would have people over on Saturday nights before we went and hit the bars, like 18, 20 people.
Really?
Ridiculous.
In a 650 square foot?
Yeah, and I have photos somewhere of people all lined up with their plates, and it was just terrible. They loved it. Everyone loved it.
Were you charging for it?
No, never charge for anything. That's not part of my culture. Anyway, so just like come over and bring your own booze. We'll have a few drinks and we'll eat.
Man.
And then
Where were you living?
I was living off of Broadway and Armour.
Get out of here.
Small apartment.
Westport Central or the Ellison?
No. It was just this building converted into apartments owned by a individual landlady.
Okay.
Anyway.
I lived on Broadway and Armour Boulevard.
So it was right across from the Salvation Army building. Or I think it's the Salvation Army building. It's not there anymore, I don't think. So it's between Broadway on Armour, between Main and Broadway. Anyway, so we'd have people over, and then
That's where I used to live.
Then I met
Ellison.
my ex-wife and I were dating at the time.
We were neighbors. You and I used to be neighbors at the same time.
Probably.
We were.
It's a small world, man.
Yeah.
So my ex-wife and I were dating at the time. I bought a house. She moved in with me. Then we got married, and I would have like 3 dinner parties a month, and my friends would be like, dude, Lainey's gonna kill him, because even though it's just too much. Like, and then when my son was born, I'm like, go out, bring the party over, call my friends, come over, and I would love it. And the biggest joy for me was to see, there were many dinner parties I did not eat one bite.
Oh, wow.
I just couldn't eat. You
just want to take care of everybody.
I just wanted to make sure everyone was enjoying it. And the highlight for me was seeing their faces eat my food. And then the expression, oh my God, this is great. And that,
Dude,
maybe it's an insecurity thing. I just need my ego petted or whatever. Like,
we all do, right?
Yeah, so I was like, fuck, this is awesome.
When I'm done with this, I expect you to tell me I'm a good interviewer. You know what I mean? Stroke that ego.
Yeah. So then so we got divorced in 2012. And then around 2013, 2014, people at work were starting to talk about I heard Ameet's a great cook, and why don't you have me over for dinner? I'm like, I don't even know your last name, or I'm not like, no. So, but then a few people started telling me, you need to open your own restaurant. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I have no idea. No. So, and of like 10 people had said the same thing. And I'm like, let me think about it. So one night, I was talking to my cousin, and I was like, well, maybe this is a thing. And I thought about, what if I cooked and went to people's homes and served them the food? Would they pay me? So that's how Elephant Wing started, as a private chef dining experience, where I go to people's homes and do private dinners for 8 to 20 people.
Oh, wow.
Anywhere from 5 to 7 courses. I actually have a dinner this weekend. These guys it's a bachelor party. These guys are coming from Chicago.
Oh, shit.
So they are all...
They know what good food is.
It's an Indian guy, and I don't know, everyone's probably not Indian. They're probably like all friends from college and stuff. But I'm like, why? First of all, why Kansas City? Why not Kansas City? But I was just curious.
Yeah, why Kansas City is a good question.
They said a couple of friends have already got married. One did their bachelor party in Austin, and the other did it in Vegas. You just want to try something different.
Got to do Vegas.
So, do you guys see? I said, how did you find me? He said Google. I'm like, sweet.
What did he Google?
I don't. We'll find out on Saturday. I didn't really ask too many questions. So yeah, still do the private dinners.
You still do the private dinners?
Yeah, those are awesome. I love them. And plus, the biggest thing is my son helps me. He can't this Saturday. Nice. But he's 15 and a half years old.
Oh, dude, nice.
He does a better job than all the servers put together. He's phenomenal. I showed him one time. He just nails it.
How nice is that to bond with him and spend just as a father to son thing?
Yeah,
just
that's awesome. I texted him today. I said, I wish you were doing the dinner this Saturday. And he goes, yeah. So anyway, still do the
kids
dinners.
don't get it.
So I started off doing the dinners, and I still worked at Hallmark.
Were you always, ever since the beginning, were you always doing Indian food?
Yes, but with a twist.
It's already a twist. We're Americans. It's already a twist.
It started off, but I'm not cooking for you. I'm cooking for me. If I'm not happy,
no, I know,
then
but
no
Americans think that Indian food is already a twist. So we don't even. What's Indian with a twist?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So started off with the dinners. I would do it. I do it on the weekends when my son was with his mom, and then there were times where I got kind of people asking, "Can you do it this weekend?" I'm like, so I would request my ex-wife we would trade weekends, or I would have him Friday, and then he would go to his grandma's on Saturday, the night of the dinner, or my parents or her parents, whatever. So that's how it started. And then 2020 February, Allmark had big layoffs. They let go of 250 people.
I remember that.
I was one of them. And then I was like, it was a sad day, but
Damn.
I felt like liberated and free.
They give you
so I could just
a severance package or something?
Yeah. So
does that help?
Yeah, it does. When you've been there for 18 years. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So started off and then I'm like, I want to open a restaurant. I always wanted to open a restaurant, which was at that point, the most dumbest, naive thing I've ever thought about, because I'd never worked in a restaurant before.
Oh, wow.
So then COVID happened, and I had a dinner, a sold-out 20 people 5-course dinner.
During COVID?
No,
you're not allowed to do that.
Hold on a second. You need to let me finish. On the 16th of March, I had a sold-out dinner. And on the 15th, everything shut down.
Oh.
So I had all the ingredients. I'm like, now what am I gonna? So I cooked what I was gonna cook and put it on Instagram. Hey, I've got these things for sale. Come pick it up.
Nice.
And that thing started, and I started doing meals. I would post the night before or the morning off and say, we have this, we have that, and people would come at 4:30, 5 o'clock, line up. I would leave it outside. They would pick it up. If I knew them, I would leave it outside. They would pick it up and they would walk away, and then we would chat, which was really nice.
Yeah.
Because you got to see some friends and familiar faces. And
A strange time that was. What a strange time we went through.
And so then in 2001, right before COVID happened, well, backing up a little bit, in December of 2019, some friends of mine went to Strang Hall, and they do this thing called the Supper Club, where they go to new places every month, the third Thursday of the month or whatever date they pick.
It's a fun idea.
So they went to Strang Hall and they ate at Anuram's place, Anuson. And the next morning, Ron, my friend, he was like, "You need to meet this guy. He's like the Southeast Asian version of you, like super great personality, all tatted up, and just cool guy." So he gave me his card, and I just put it on my side table and forgot about it. So after the dust settled, 3 weeks after the dust settled, after I lost my job, I called him up. He called me back in 5 minutes, and I met him. And when I met him, I introduced myself to some of the managers there, and I told them what I was doing. And they're like, "Do you want to come in for a food tasting?" And that was supposed to happen second week or first week in April of 2020, but obviously that didn't happen. So fast forward to 2021, and I was still during this time doing I was doing dinners. Quite a few people felt comfortable for me to come into their homes. I did some private dinners.
That's all you're doing this time? Like after you got fired? Like no other job? Just
no, just that. And then
cool.
doing the to-go things from home. And then so one day I called one of the managers. It was a Sunday. I said, I kind of want to work. I want to see if you guys have any openings I can work in one of your restaurants, because there are 6 kitchens, I think, 5 kitchens. I can't remember. Anyway, and he says Anuram has a spot, and I was hoping for that. So I met with Anuram, and I was going to Denver. I was going to Louisville to meet some friends on a little trip.
Ooh, I'd like to go to Louisville.
And so I said, when I come back, I'll start. So I came back Tuesday or Wednesday, and I started on Thursday. And I worked there for a year and 4 months, a little over a year.
Oh, wow.
3 months. Learned a lot.
What kind of food was it?
He does Laotian food, and Thai food. And I learned, worked with him. I worked with his sous chef, Chris Jones. I learned a lot. Got my ass handed to me.
Yeah?
Almost left crying a few times.
Really?
On my first day, after my first shift, I remember calling my dad. I'm like, "What the fuck am I doing?" Because it was a different, at this point, half the city knows Ameet Malhotra and Elephant Wings, but I'd never worked in a restaurant. Completely different ball game.
The whole time I'm thinking, I don't know anything about you. And I'm excited to have you in the podcast studio to have this conversation. And I don't do a ton of research on people because I just like to have an organic, fun conversation. I don't have any agenda. I just want to have a fun conversation. And so, but I'm just thinking, I'm like, he probably worked in a restaurant for a while. Like, I'm kind of wondering what his story is like. How accurate is the show The Bear? If you know what that show is. Like, I'm wondering how accurate this is. Is that a good depiction? Like, what's his, is he in a French brigade? Has he got people yelling? Like, what's his chef like? This is going to be nothing like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so left there.
How old were you when you first, at this restaurant that you first start working at?
So 40.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, fucked up. And, Anuram told me from the get-go, he said, "I'm going to be the hardest on you because you have the most to lose. All these other guys are 24, 25,
right.
28. You got, I guess he saw the potential, or I don't know what it is. And he was hard on me. And I appreciate it. I don't have any ill feeling or regrets or anything. I think he did a great job. I'm indebted to him.
Nice.
Awesome. I hear him and Chris when I'm doing something, I hear them in my head. Do it this way, or hurry up, or you're taking too much time. You let the knife do the job, or you're putting too much pressure. It's just whatever.
Okay.
So pretty much every day, which was awesome. Anyway, so then left Anuson or Strang Hall, and started jumping back to my private dinners. Did a few of them, and then I sent an email to the Iron District in October.
Oh, yeah.
and they said that they might have something come up in a few weeks. They'll let me know. So the Monday before Thanksgiving. Now this is where the fan comes out, a Metallica fan, right? So Monday morning I get up, and I get up in the morning, and there's a post from a buddy of mine. Lars Ulrich is going to be on Howard Stern, and something is happening. I think that they're going to announce the new album, and sure enough, they announced the new album.
They're still putting out new music?
Yes, the new album is phenomenal.
Wait, hold on.
You need to get out of from under your rock, buddy.
Hold on, don't say I never said I was under a rock.
You're under my rock.
Are they putting out music that's as good as it was back in the late 80s?
This new album is phenomenal. It just turned on the 14th of April. Just turned a year old. It's phenomenal. 72 seasons. Anyway, so this happens, and I'm super excited. Tickets for the tour go on sale on Wednesday. All this is going down, and then at 1:00 I go to pick up my son from school early because he has a dentist appointment. And I'm waiting for him to come out, and I check my email, and there's an email from Iron District saying, are you interested? We might have a spot. We'll let you know in a couple of weeks. So that happens, and my first is, what am I going to do about Metallica tickets? How am I going to do both? So that's the first thing that came to my mind. And so, I'm not very.
Even though you've seen him 52 times or whatever.
At that time it was in the 40s. So my friends are like, why is Ameet not super energetic? What's going on? But they didn't say anything. They told me this later.
You might have a real problem.
Wednesday, I buy only tickets to St. Louis for me and my kid, and I'm like, I'm just figuring it out. Figure it out later. And then Thursday or Friday, I meet with Iron District, and Sunday I sign the lease. And then I was there from March of 2023 to November of 2023. I learned a lot.
That's not a long time.
Yeah, 9 months, because they're seasonal. And it's
Okay.
It's open air.
That
the
makes sense.
Elements make or break your business.
That makes sense.
I've actually not your business, but the sales.
Sure.
So I was there for that time. I'm totally indebted to them. I learned a lot. I could not do Parlor if it wasn't for that.
Nice.
Because we went from 3.5 days to 6 days.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Never done this before, okay? This is insane. So I'm supposed to sign my lease, renew my lease with Iron Distributor. Something, I was like, okay, I talked to my dad, and like, I'm going to go back and do it another year. And something is I'm just putting it off for no particular reason. I'm just putting it off and putting it off. I don't know why. And according to the lease, I have time till the end of November to re-sign the lease. I'm not in any. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm not in any hurry. The last week in October, I hear that my buddy, a friend of mine, Keon, who owns Sura Eats, is closing Sura Eats because they're focusing on Chingu, their restaurant in Westport, for whatever reason. And
I was wondering why
they
it
have an
closed.
opening. They have an
like
opening.
That place was
I always
busy.
So
always busy. One of the few places that have been there since at the beginning, I think. Them and Mother Clucker, right?
Yep. So they have an opening there. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't really think. This is pretty much how I do everything in my life. It's kind of crazy. I didn't really think about it. It is November 2nd, I think. I'm picking up my son in an hour to go to St. Louis to see Metallica.
Nice.
And I jump into the shower, and I get out of the shower, and I'm like, I'm going to call Parlor. I shit you not. I said, I'm going to call Parlor. I call Parlor. Just so happens the general manager picked up the phone. I said, my name is Ameet Malhotra. I'm with Elephant Wings. I'm interested. I heard Sura's leaving. You guys have a spot. And they're like, oh, we know who you are.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So I said...
Getting that ego stroked a little bit.
I said, maybe they didn't say it that day. I think they said that when I met with them. But then
they knew who you are.
But then I said, I'm going to St. Louis. I'll be back on Monday. I can meet you Tuesday. So we'll get in touch with you. Send me a little brief write-up about you and your menu and all that. So I've got like half an hour to pick Adi, my son, up. I do this, write the email, send the menu, do everything. And this is the just like whatever I would come up with, I'd send it to them. Come back Monday night, tired. Get up in the morning, Tuesday, reach out to him. We meet on Wednesday. I mean, we meet on Thursday. Next Thursday, lease is signed.
Wow.
And then here I'm at our Parlor, right? So yeah, it's fun. It's been a fun time. It's been good. I enjoy what I do. That's all I do is the.
Is your passion cooking or is your passion serving the people and
I
seeing?
think a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, I love talking to people and, yeah, I love it. I want to, like, I'm super excited about Saturday's dinner because I'm going to do something which the dishes I'm doing I've not done those in a while.
Okay.
I'm not, every day I'm just doing what's on the menu, and I've been there for 3 months. I've already come up doing 2 or 3 specials and added new things to the menu and always.
Does it get boring just doing the same menu?
No, it doesn't get boring.
Okay.
No, it doesn't get boring. I like it because there's a reward at the end. That's the smile on the customer's face.
Yeah.
And like what your food is fucking amazing. That's the reward.
I
have done dinners and have left without getting paid. Almost left without getting paid because I'm like, these guys love it. We're ready to go. And I'm like, oh, that whole money thing. No, it's happened one time.
I believe you.
It's happened one time. Crazy. But yeah.
So all of your recipes are they're not just like out of a cookbook and I'm putting them on there.
They're not on a no.
Right. Like
no, I have
you and your dad kind of
a thing, and just like I'll Google to start something off, and then I'll just make it my own. And my son's doing it now. He's like, oh, I'm going to change the whole thing. I'm like, that's awesome. I'll just make it your own. I don't want to. So 2015. It's Cinco de Mayo. Me and the girl I was dating at the time, who actually helped me start Elephant Wings, Lou Thurman, big shout out to her. She and I living together. We have our boys. It's Cinco de Mayo though, and I'm jonesing for tacos for some reason. I'm like, otherwise, just because the boys are there, you can't. It's not a great day to take them out,
It's the worst day, especially for tacos.
Plus, they were early. They were younger, and it's like bedtime and all that stuff. So all day I kept sending Lou like, "What do you think about this recipe? What do you think about this recipe?" And then after the 5th time, she was like, "You got this. You do whatever you want." And then but she got home, everything was already done. And I said, "But I'm not using tortillas. I'm going to use Indian bread, roti, which is thin, similar to tortilla, which is kind of a tortilla, but I don't know how to explain.
Flour or corn?
Flour."
Okay.
So she said, "This is nothing." She looked at it and she said, "This is nothing like any of the recipes you sent me." I said, "I know, but the common ingredient is cumin." So I picked that up and I kind of made it my own. And there you have the thing called my cumin chicken, which is in the Bombay Me. My parents love it. All my friends love it. My cousin loves it. My son loves it. And everyone I cook it for loves it. So now it's in the sandwich called Bombay Me. And
that's on your menu?
That's the first thing.
Isn't that a Vietnamese?
Yeah, so
sandwich?
It's my riff. So in 2016, I wanted to do an Indian banh mi. It took me a long time to.
Is there banh mi in India?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
No. So yeah, hence doing something different.
Right, the Indian with a twist.
Yeah, there you go. And so then even like the tikka masala poutine, I went to Montreal, another Metallica story, 2014 to see the boys, and I had poutine for the first time, and I think I had it for 4 days for every meal.
Poutine's something else.
So fucking good.
Poutine is something else.
And then it kind of stuck with me. It stuck with me that I just thought it could cross my mind. Oh, I want to do something Indian with it, and that was that. Then when I was working with Anuram, he would encourage.
This is making so much sense with your menu now.
When I worked with Anuram, he would encourage us to do, even though we were, learning and we were line cooks, whatever, but he would encourage us to do it. And I'm like, I want to do a special. So one of the specials I did was the tikka masala poutine. Now this is the crazy part. Never made it before. Made the tikka sauce. And knew what I wanted to do, like what I wanted to put on it, but I'd never served it to anyone. So we started the special on a Wednesday. I think I made it for the guys, and Anurag approved it, and this is great. Everyone loved it. And then this is one of the best moments. It was Saturday night, like 10:30. Where everyone's cleaning up. Anuram and another chef from Norchini were sitting at the end of the restaurant at the bar of Anuram's restaurant, and Anuram was having my poutine. And he said, "Ameet, come here." And I said, "Yeah, chef." I'm like, "Now what did I do?" And he says, "When you open your restaurant," and he loves to fuck with people. When you open your restaurant, he pointed to the dish and he had a long pause, felt like a lifetime. Said, "This fucking thing has to be on the menu. This is so damn good, dude." And I was like, "Wow, that's awesome." And, so yeah, it's on the menu now.
Like I was saying earlier, the samosas. Whenever I order something, I always add those on there. What is that flavor? What is the flavor I taste?
There are so many different things in there.
But there's one that's like, I know what it is, but I don't know what it is. Like the
cumin, coriander, curry powder, freaking cumin seeds, fennel seeds. I mean, there's a shit ton of stuff. Mustard seeds. There's a shit garlic, ginger.
The flavors that I get from your food. Is that pure Indian flavor?
100%.
God, it's so good. Indian food's so good. I guess that's why you guys.
The samosas were fun.
Those are so good. And then the other thing I get at almost every time is brilliant name, the unholy cow, because the cow is holy in India.
So I was doing the Bombay Me. I don't think I'd come up with the name yet. I can't remember.
I need to know the story of the name.
So the unholy cow. The story is, I was hanging out with my buddy Ron. And he goes, "Dude," he doesn't remember this apparently. He said, "You gotta come up with a beef sandwich and call it the unholy cow." And within 5 days, I think it was done.
Okay.
And it just so happened I was doing a elephant wings pop up at a store, and I did the sandwiches. I did the unholy cow and the Bombay Me.
It's incredible. And did you?
And then my son goes, "Dad, you think Indians are going to be offended?" I'm like, "I don't give a fuck." And I'm Indian and making fun of myself. That's fine. What else can you do?
It's what you got to do.
But
embrace.
This is, speaking of names, I'm doing a sandwich, ground chicken sandwich, right now at Parlor, and I just call it chicken sandwich. And my son is growing his blue oyster mushrooms and yellow oyster mushrooms in his basement in his mom's house. They're the most amazing thing you've ever seen in your life.
Why is he doing that?
He just likes mushrooms. I took him last year to a mushroom farm, and he just loves them. They're the most amazing things you've seen. Unbelievable.
Mushrooms are.
I'll show you a photo after we're done with this.
Mushrooms are a wild. I don't even know, creature, entity, organism, I guess.
They're amazing. Anyway, but speaking of names, right? So I was just calling it. I didn't want to do keema sandwich and confuse the white people. So I just called it chicken sandwich, blue oyster mushroom with a side of tandoori fries. My writer friend Tommy, who I worked with at Hallmark, came in on Friday, and I'm like, it's kind of like a sloppy Joe, but it's supposed to be messy. So he said, he's a writer. So he said, what's a common Indian name? I said Raj, R-A-J.
Oh, yeah.
So he said, why don't you call it the messy Raj? I'm like, done. Done and done. So next time I have the special, you guys, at Parlor, it's going to be called the messy Raj.
That's good.
Yeah. So
is that a lot of fun? Is coming up with
it's so
all
much
kinds
fun.
of names?
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. So I've got the Bombay Me, the unholy cow, the paneer riff, the yellow thrasher curry. Thrasher, going back to my Metallica stuff.
Okay, I was thinking it was a fish.
And then the paneer riff, which is guitar riff.
Okay. Damn you.
What else? I don't want to do the same thing. Like everyone
all right,
else
the
is
names
doing.
are good. I'm not going to throw shade, but as a dumb white American, as I was, I go to Parlor quite often, and I like to just walk through, even though I know it's there. There's new stuff always coming, And you were one of the new ones. I was like, I was there. I think I was there one of the first days you opened, I assume.
You were there early. I remember you talking to me.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, we were walking by it. And I was like, I'm not in the mood for wings today. And you were like, no, they're not wings. We don't serve wings, is what his shirt says. Right. Do you think that's an issue at all with like people going, just kind of like.
It is. I think.
And now I see it. I'm like, oh, elephant ears.
Elephant wings.
Right.
Yep.
I get that. Dumbo.
Yeah, I'm not changing the name.
I'm not asking you to.
Yeah, no. So, no, yeah, it is. It kind of irritates me, but I see where they're coming from.
Sorry.
Because I see where, not your fault. I see where people are coming from, but I've tweaked it. Now it says Indian Fusion on the TV screen really big.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've got too much goodwill in this name to change it or do anything.
How come? What's so special about the name to you?
So, you'll have to book a dinner for that one for me to tell you.
Okay.
So,
how much is a dinner to book with you?
It's $120 per person for 5 courses and $145 for 7.
Okay.
People think I should increase my prices, but that may happen soon. I don't know. No, yeah. So I know it's fine. So I want to do something. This is just a prototype. I've still got to tweak it a little bit.
I like. That's funny.
Yeah, it's a great conversation.
Yeah.
Starter, yeah. Which is good. So, yeah.
But like, what is like the meaning? Like, why is elephant wings so of a name, or like, why is that so special to you?
The girl I was seeing who started elephant wings with me, we came up to. She came up with it, and I liked it, and I've been doing this since 2016. So. I don't want to be called Taste of India, Taj Mahal, or the joy of the whatever people name.
Right. I wouldn't want it to be super cliche either. That's certainly not you. What do you think of the Indian food scene in Kansas City? Because we don't have a huge. There's a few spots.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, they're fine. I have my favorite place was not an Indian restaurant. It was a Pakistani restaurant.
Oh. But
we used to be one country. Our food taste is similar. Our food is similar. It was called Chai Shai. That was one of my favorite places in KC. But the owner and I were speaking, and he had a 10-year goal to take his restaurant to a certain point, and he achieved that, and he wanted to go to commercial real estate, so that's what he's doing right now.
Oh, wow.
So
just completely switch gears.
That's great.
Nothing wrong with that. How long do you think, or do you want or see yourself in this restaurant industry? Like, this is what you want to do from now on, or do you want to, like, in 10 years go to commercial real estate?
No,
this is it.
Yep.
Parlor. I love Parlor. I had the guy from Mother Clucker on a long time ago. I had the guy that did the mural in the back room. Yeah. I had him on. I wish I would have gotten the Sir Eats guy.
Well, call him Keon.
Okay. Anyways, from those were like the 2 originals that have like always stuck there. And you always see like this rotation of like these restaurants. Like, where the hell did they go? They were so good.
I wouldn't know.
I know that, but like, are you hoping to stay there for a long time, or are you hoping to like, I made an even bigger name for myself, and I can't keep it stocked?
As of right now, yeah, I want to stay there for a while.
You have to say that for sure.
No, I don't have to say anything.
Okay.
But I don't know what's happening tomorrow. You know?
Or do you dream like I'd love to have a big brick and mortar or be inside?
I don't want a big brick and mortar. I want small. I never wanted a big menu. I don't want a big menu. I know places who have not changed their menu in 20 years. I want a small menu. Yeah. People come get their favorites, and then how to keep it interesting for them and yourself creatively is just have specials. And that's as I'm saying that now, that might change in 2 months. I don't know. Because you're a creative person. I'm very spontaneous.
Right.
I'm saying I'm not going to do a special this week because I have this dinner and I don't want to stress myself out. But
okay.
Don't be fucking surprised if we have a special this weekend.
So you constantly just keep up with specials?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, I'll decide the night before or whatever. I'm just very spontaneous like that.
I love that. So you had your regular menu. I if that is such a thing with you, and then I noticed you did recently bring on a curry. Was that just because I'm Indian, I have to have a curry,
No.
or people like, yo, you're Indian, you got to have a curry, or like why?
So
why
I wanted.
do that?
So the first thing I did when I left, when I moved to Parlor from Iron District, is I added rice to the menu. I mean, it's fucking Indian restaurant. There's no rice on the menu. Are you kidding me?
I get the
And
rice every time.
I was not able to do the rice at Iron District because it was such a small container, and there was no room for a big rice cooker, and we had restrictions, and it was hot in there and all that stuff.
Okay.
So I added rice. So since I've been there, I've added rice, and then I was talking to my dad, and he goes, "You should do a yellow curry." And I think 2 weeks later we had the yellow curry. So this is funny.
Okay.
This is funny.
It was from your dad?
My dad said you should do a yellow curry, and I said okay. So came up with the yellow curry. I made it for him.
Where's your dad live? Still New York?
No, off of in Kansas City, off of Battery Road.
Oh.
So I made it for him, but the vegetables and the curry were all infused together, and he let it sit for a couple of days. So I said, "Did you eat it? Have you eaten it?" He's like, "I was going to call you last night. I've been up all night trying to think what I'm going to say."
Oh, yeah.
I said, "Tell me, what do you think? I gave it to you to try it because I want your opinion." Now, I've already got my ex-wife's losing her shit. She thinks this is awesome. And my son's losing her shit. And my ex-wife's husband's losing his shit. This is amazing. Okay?
Whoa.
So I already got that.
Hold on. To get the ex-wife's husband liking your stuff is like a whole nother level.
Well, he's my son's stepdad. He's pretty awesome. But we're not here to talk about that right now.
Oh, yeah. All right.
We can. I'll be here for a month. I've got lots of things going on. So Dad says it's not good. The curry is not good.
Oh,
it needs to does need to be more sour in it. You need to add more tomatoes or whatever, or lime. Okay. I said okay. I think I know what I need to do, and then I made it, and it was fucking amazing. And I'm like, okay, we're good. So we put it on the menu, and then Dad came in on Friday for lunch, surprised me, and he had it. He's like, "This is awesome." Boom. But he also said, and I don't, feedback. I mean, reviews are great and all that, but I think I got the best one. He had the samosas for the first time, and he said, I've had samosas all over the world, and these are the best samosas I've ever had. I'm like, dude, I'm done. He's 76 years old. He's awesome. Kind of cool. Anyway, cool. So she said, yellow curry. I'm like, okay, and people are loving it, and I've been having it for lunch every day. That's what I had for lunch today at 3:00. It's good. It's one of my favorite things on the menu.
Really? That's cool to say, to be able to cook your own food and still have, like, I don't want to say ego, but just the truth that you can come up, just your own truth. Like, you're probably your biggest critic.
I don't sleep.
I kind of gathered that.
So I didn't
and
really
so to
sleep.
actually say, yo, this shit's good, even to me.
I didn't sleep for days from the time he said that this is not good,
right,
or this sucks, whatever he said, to the time I perfected it, which was one iteration later. So, but that I'm like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, or I should do this with the veggies, and I think, I should add, I'm like, yeah. But then on the flip side, he goes, you should do a shrimp green curry. So I said, this is right, a few weeks after that.
Yeah.
Okay. Did not try it. Made it on the spot for the special, and it's been perfect. So the weird, like, that's...
What is that? Are you just consider yourself naturally gifted as a cook? Like, how did you become... It's one thing to get 3 recipes from your grandma. It's another thing to actually come up with, like...
I've just tried. I've been doing it. I mean, I would cook every day. And I've,
You just have always loved food?
Yeah,
Or you've always been a foodie?
I love food. Oh my God, I love food more than anything else. I spend most of my money on food. I just cooked. I've been doing it I cook every day. And I would have all my friends over and cook for them. And I remember when I was in my 20s, I would be like, okay, I went out Thursday, I went out Friday, I'm going to stay in Saturday night. And I would get some beers or whatever. I was drinking rum and coke at the time, get some rum, and I would cook 3-4 things from front, and then around 10:30 at night, I would text message or call. There was no, maybe text had just started, but I would call people. I'm like, "What are you guys doing? Get your ass over here now!" Like, I want to share this with you. You know, it's just the best part of food is to share it with people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so. I mean, it's a part of human culture. I believe it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what culture you go to. Like, we always will come around a campfire and eat food together and reminisce about our day, and like,
that's cool.
It goes back hundreds of thousands of years. You know, I would love to see when human beings first started thinking, hey, I gotta make this shit taste good. Like, it's one thing to like just eat food to survive, but like after fire was invented, at what point was it we're like, yo, we gotta make this shit taste good? And I bet India was probably a big part of that, right? Like with like the Indian spice trade, right?
Oh my God, everything, yeah. I mean, I want to take my son and go with my dad and my son and not do anything but just go on a culinary trip. Like, just the street food is unbelievable.
In India?
Oh my, unbelievable. I miss it. I miss it so much. Yeah.
Really? When's the last time you've been back?
2001.
Oh, how come you haven't been back? That's Jesus, that's a lifetime ago.
Everyone's here, right?
Everyone's here, but...
So we went to Singapore in 2019. My son was 10 at the time. My parents, and that was fun. Oh, I could care less about going to any country and sightseeing or anything. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Might sound crazy, but I just want to go eat.
I don't think that sounds crazy at all.
Just forget. I don't want to see... if I go to Paris, I don't want to see Eiffel Tower. I see it in the movies.
Right.
I just want to eat the awesome food. I don't want to go to the fancy restaurants. I want to go the places where the local people eat.
Where there's a line out the door.
That's so cool.
For $12 noodles or whatever.
Speaking of line out the door, so when I went to, before I went to Singapore, people are talking to me about the spicy crab and the chicken and rice. So...
In Singapore?
In Singapore.
Okay,
So
I'm not terribly familiar.
We got the spicy crab at a very expensive place. It was really good. The next day, we went to this food market, like it's like all 4,000 different restaurants, and I kind of split away from my parents and my son, and I went to kind of do my own thing, and I got a couple of things, and I ate them. They were great, and then reconnected with my son, and he and I took off, and so I said, we need to find a good place to get chicken and rice. Now, mind you, he's 10 years old. He said, what about that place? I said, why that place? He said, look at the line. Long-ass line. So I said, okay, we stood in there. Moved pretty quickly. We go up, and there is a giant life-size poster of Anthony Bourdain, and there's a quote about the chicken and rice. I'm like, okay, this is awesome.
Wow.
Adi, I'm like, that's what a quote. Out of all these places we came across, or you said we should go here. Excuse me.
Yeah, very good.
And then, so we get the chicken and rice. Not even like $4 US dollars. It's white rice, boiled chicken with this garlic sauce. It's unbelievable.
Really?
So no, he said, "Hey Dad, can we go get the coconut water across the aisle?" So we crossed the aisle and we get the coconut water. There's this obviously Singapore local person. Points at our food and says, Michelin star.
Whoa.
That was a Michelin star stall in Singapore. And I'm so lucky and blessed that we came across Adi. He picked it, which is great. And then it was amazing.
Why did he pick it? Just because there was a line out the door?
I think we were at the right place at the right time, or the universe wanted us to eat at that place, I think, I totally believe that.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Are you a religious guy?
No, I'm not religious. No.
You just think the universe points you in the right... I mean, you're doing shit correct, so...
I don't know how.
How do you tap into that?
It's a complete mindfuck of all mindfucks. If you asked me 18 years ago that I would open one place and now open a second place. Not,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I would be like, you're crazy.
Yeah, especially if you were at
Hallmark.
Yeah, Hallmark.
I'd be like, this is no way. I mean, when I moved to the United States, I could barely make a sunny side up egg.
Yeah, well, you're a young man.
So this is funny. I was just telling a friend of mine.
Well, hold on. A sunny side up, it's pretty hard to fuck up.
Well, I come a long way on.
I've seen
I'm
it,
still nervous about making a sunny side up. But no, I remember I was in Atlanta. It was a Sunday, and I bought bacon and eggs, right?
Right.
I add fucking oil to the pan before I put the bacon in.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Hey, I still don't know what I'm doing.
I guess it makes sense. You want to fry bacon. You would think, all right.
No. I'm like, what's going on over here? I remember my roommate coming. I'm like, yeah, this is really going to catch this place on fire.
When you're in Bombay, what is your diet? What are you growing up eating, and who's making it for you?
So we had a person who used to cook our food every day. My mom, dad, or me never cooked before. So
you guys had
we had a live-in person. She was my second mom.
Were you guys super rich?
Nope.
How does that happen?
It's just labor is super cheap there.
Okay.
She was great. We treated her like our family member. So we had her. She lived with us. Whatever I wanted. Like I want dal chawal.
You got a live-in chef? Like, yo, make me something.
It's not. You got. I mean, I wouldn't say chef, but yeah, just Indian.
Or a live-in cook.
Authentic Indian food, whatever I wanted.
Whoa.
Yeah. But my dad said the only thing you can't ask for is water. Get up off your ass and go get your own water. Yeah.
Okay.
So we had she lived with us, and then we had someone else coming at 11:30 in the morning to clean our bathrooms and do our laundry and dishes. And then we had a guy every day clean our cars.
Dude, what did your parents do?
Nothing. Everyone has.
Everybody has
everybody.
That? Oh, all right. Does the person that
no?
All right, you already know what I'm going to ask.
Does the person who does the cook live? They don't have it. No, they don't.
All right.
I mean, it has to stop somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay.
No.
I'm not judging you.
No.
I have nothing. I won't ever judge a culture or how things run. I'm just curious as. I didn't grow. It's just curious to see. It's interesting, just to see what it's like over there. Like,
it's just different. You gotta.
Of course, it's different. I think that's what's great.
Try it for yourself. Experience it for yourself.
And so, you probably didn't have any. You didn't have any interest in cooking until you were all by yourself. You're like, why?
Necessity is the mother of invention, right?
Yeah.
So I was missing my food. I'm like, who the fuck's gonna cook for me here? So I'm gonna fucking cook for myself, right? So there you go. That's how I started.
What were you like as a kid? Like, what's it like in India? I have no idea. Like, are you playing cricket all day? Like
cricket, soccer. I was not very athletic. My parents tried.
Yeah.
Tennis. Lessons, swimming. I don't know. Then I started getting interested in the arts, like graphic design stuff, desktop publishing, it was called at the time.
You must have been, I guess maybe not way ahead of your time.
16.
Because there's always graphic design, but that seems.
And then music has been a big part. Music has been huge. My parents.
Are you a musician?
No, I wish I was. Music's been a big part. I love music. We always had music in the house. And
what kind of music?
Beatles. Elvis, Stevie Wonder, The Doors.
I love that. I hate the Beatles. I love The Doors.
I'm going to leave right now. How do you hate the Beatles? They were around for fucking 6 years and changed.
Let me tell you. All right. I used to love classic rock. I know all the classic rock songs. I can sing all of them. I had a bad major dose of liquid acid trip when I was like 20, and I broke down. We all live in a yellow submarine, so I've never hated the Beatles, but now, so I'm a mailman during the day.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, sure it is. That's what everybody tells me. So I work in a big building, and there's this one guy, shout out to Bruce, he plays whatever music he wants. Well, you know what music he wants? The goddamn Beatles. and classic rock. So every single day, especially the Beatles, it's like a Beatles soundtrack, like Beatles playlist. It's like a lot of Beatles mixed in with other classic rock, and it's just killed me. I'm like, if I have to listen to one more Beatles song, it's just gonna, I can't handle it. So that's what it is. It's just constantly
The funny
played.
thing is, I've just been on a Beatles kick. I've been listening to the White Album and.
Why? It's been so overplayed. You already know all this.
Oh, no, it's fun. Do you know what I did during COVID one day? My dad thought I was fucking ridiculous.
Wrote all the lyrics of every Beatles song ever.
I started listening to the Beatles, and I listened to their every single album, and it was 7 a.m. till the next day.
In order, like in
Yeah. It was so much fun.
I respect them and what they did. I'm just over them. Maybe that's a better way. I don't hate them. I'm just over them. Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right.
That's why we're different. We're individuals. We like what we like.
We like what we like. This weekend, I'm going to the 420 Fest at Grinders with my favorite band, 311. You know who they are?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I might go to see them.
Oh, really?
It's Sunday, right?
Saturday.
Oh, no, I can't go see them. I have my dinner.
You got your dinner.
Sunday, they're, who's playing at Uptown? One of my staff, he's going to go. He wants me to go with him. Cannot remember now.
Ooh, I don't know.
Anyway, but yeah, that's fun. Come eat my food before the concert.
Okay.
Yeah, and then eat after the concert because it's 420 day. You'll be hungry.
Yeah, I know. I know. Don't think I'm not eating your food already. Like I always get the unholy cow, but I get it on rice. And I always get the samosa, and then sometimes I get like the fry. I always mix it up with something else. But those are like the two things. The unholy cow. You can't, in my opinion, you can't go to you can't go to Elephant Wings and not get the unholy cow. It's
awesome.
So good.
I have no idea what I did. How it
Really?
I just put it together. Yeah, hasn't changed since.
It's phenomenal. And the curry, I am excited to try. But also, I'm like, I've had, not to insult you, I've had curry everywhere, like yellow curry everywhere, and I do like it. But I'm like, all right, but like, why would I get that when I get the unholy cow? Like, why would I get?
Just try it. Always good to try things once.
I know. But when I get addicted to something, it's so hard to get off that, and I'm addicted to the unholy cow.
Well, that's fine. Our general manager at Parlor has the unholy cow pretty much 3-4 times, maybe 5 times a week.
That's not a bad addiction to have.
He'll be the first order, and if I'm not there and I look at my Toast app on my iPhone and I see the unholy cow and I know who it is.
All right, so you're growing up and you're loving music. You're listening to Beatles and classic rock because that's what your dad's listening to?
Well, Beatles and Stevie Wonder, Queen.
Nice.
Love the Queen.
Yeah.
The Queen. Sorry, Queen.
What
kind of just loved music, I think.
So there's a real like American music influence in like is the Bombay culture the Indian culture, or is it like outside of this city it gets completely different?
It gets completely different.
Okay.
But
Indian is like Indian music you're into?
I love Indian music too. But no, I've loved music, and I think I listen to music every day. It's in my car, in my house. I told my neighbors when I moved into my house in Prairie Village, I'm like, if I'm home, music is on. So if you ever have a problem, it's too loud, just text me or come by, or they haven't come by. It's been
nice
since 2017. They know Ameet's home. But this is and also they can smell my food. They know if I'm cooking super early in the morning, they know I have a dinner or something. It's pretty funny. I'm like, you can smell my food outside my house? That is crazy. Maybe I don't. I'm oblivious to it.
It's got it. There must be a difference between. I don't want to say American because you are American, but like born and raised American knows to maybe any other country's nose or whatever, because that's what you grow up smelling those flavors.
And I'm 100% Indian. Okay.
I
may have an American passport. Yes, I do.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. You're American because you're legally whatever. I don't know. I grew up single mother we kind of bounced around a little bit. I was with her when she was going to college. I lived on campus with her, and we lived in this area at Central Michigan University. And a lot of our neighbors, I don't know, I think they were Pakistani. I don't know. They wore a lot of that garb. And they would cook their food, and it would smell the entire hallway up. And there's been other times where I've lived in apartment buildings, and there's Indians living there, and the whole hallway outside smells like their food. It's overwhelming.
Well, people have started to tell me that as soon as they walk into Parlor, they can smell my food.
Yeah, that is a very
good thing.
It's a good thing, yeah, for sure for you. But I think as an American knows, I'm just speculating, that there's something about the Indian food that really punches us in the nose. I don't know what spice it is, but there's something there that just like, bam, we're fucking invading you. I don't know what it is, but there is a spice or smell that just overpowers all the other ones. It's like the Mike Tyson of smells and whatever, and it's not a bad thing. It's overpowering, and people say, "Oh yeah, that place smells like curry," but it's not a bad thing. It's just it takes over.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is also funny. I have these neighbors to my left, and the girl is a nurse. And I was cooking at home the Friday morning, early, and she was just coming off her shift, and I didn't know this till later. Friday evening, guess who comes to my restaurant? She and her husband.
Nice.
And I was like, hey, she said, I was coming home from work this morning, Ameet, and I smelled your food.
You want some more?
I smelled your food, and I said, I gotta go to Elephant Wings tonight. I'm like, how cool is that? But then on the flip side, I don't know if my son was going to kill me, but who cares? I found out that when my Adi was in middle school, the kids were making fun of him, especially in the winter time, because we're enclosed and there's the windows and the doors are not open.
Kids are assholes.
His jacket and clothes were smelling of Indian food, and that really bothered him, and he actually told his mom that he didn't want to live with me because of that, and that's fucked up.
Fuck.
But on the flip side, when he got older,
goddamn, being a parent's hard.
But when he got older and people would be like, "Oh, your food," he's like, "What are you eating? Meat and potatoes with no salt and no flavor."
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, kids can be assholes.
I know, but then you have people. Hey, which is
weird.
I came home from work and smelled your food, and now I'm here 6-8 hours later. That's cool.
Yeah, it just kind of shows the difference between being a child with your brain being an infant and then being an adult where your brain's fully developed. And like, I'm not going to make fun of this guy for this curry smell. That shit smells good. I got to go get that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, as a kid, you just pick on what's different.
You know what Ramadan is?
I'm aware of it. I don't.
So there's this is also.
I know they were trying.
This is also really great. So we have Cedos. They're a Mediterranean restaurant. I think they're from Palestine.
It's good.
So there are 4 sons. I can't keep track, but one of the sons comes to me, before when he's fasting all day. Mm-hmm. And he's working at a restaurant. Imagine how hard that could be. But he comes to me and he comes over to the restaurant and he goes, he's looking at the menu and just chit-chatting. He's like, "You're killing me." I was like, what did I do? He said, "I can smell your food upstairs. I can smell your food upstairs, and this is ridiculous. I'm like losing my shit right now." And I felt so bad. Look,
that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, us American noses, when we come to these people, Okay. Oh, all right. Maybe I just know it from maybe it is like a world outside of India knows. All of our noses like pick up your guys' scent. It's so strong. You guys have like the number 1 scent. It should probably be something to be very proud of.
Yeah.
Like whatever. Again, there were wars fought over your spices. Like all of the world's economy came because of your spices, so it should be a prideful thing to have a super.
Christopher Columbus was looking for India, and he was lost.
Yeah, so we got Indians here.
So he was looking for spices. The motherfucker was lost.
Lost as fuck. He got turned around in Jamaica.
I can't take credit for that line. That's from one of my favorite comedians, Russell Peters.
Oh, well, of course he's one of your favorite. He's Indian.
Yeah. Well,
he's very big.
Yeah,
he's very funny.
Yeah,
he just
great.
happens to be Indian.
Yep.
Yeah, so maybe there is just like this every world. That is funny to think about. Like if every different culture in the world, the one thing, the one thing, think about that. The one thing the entire world has in common is that your guys' spices and food and the smell wins. You guys win it all. It's so overpowering. And some people might think that is a bad thing, but I think it's just a good thing. You guys win. And it is like I said, that was my question earlier. Is like, what is that smell? Or not, what is that taste when I taste in all of your food that is so like impactful, so powerful, and it's so good?
I really don't.
You don't know?
No, I just do it. So I did it. I just started. I think it was 2017. I did a dinner for a chef, Greg Adcock. Hi, buddy. I was nervous, super nervous. And he's like, how? He was blown away, and he was like, what are these favorite profiles?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I just cook from my heart.
Wow.
I really don't know. I really don't know.
You understand it's completely different. That you eat other foods.
Yeah.
You understand how different
Right.
your flavor profile is from others.
Well, no, but I just, how did you do this? He said, what did you do to take a bite and then you get one level and then you get the next taste and you get, I'm like, no, I don't know. I just did it.
You just did it. Just
and I can do it again.
a natural. You're just a natural.
I don't know. So I call myself the humble egoist. So I can be, depending on the day, creative people are super insecure, stay up all night, get like panic attacks of like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like and then
Imposter syndrome.
one side is telling me, dude, you've done this 4,000 times. Others are like, oh, you're gonna fail. Just funny. Just creative people are, be hard on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a good thing in a way. Keeps me on my toes, right?
Yeah. Without that, where would you be? Like without that nagging thing in the back of your brain, like motivation, yeah.
Like there've been quite 2 or 3 times where this is crazy. I've almost canceled a dinner the day of.
Oh, really? The dinners, I would think, isn't
I would
crazy.
be like, no, it's like I've not done it in a long time, not had that thought in a long time,
Right.
and I've never canceled a dinner because I was insecure. But I'm just saying, this one time, like I don't know what I'm doing. I got up in the morning to start my day to get ready for this dinner. I'm like, I need to not. This has to not happen, and destroyed it. It was fucking amazing. They loved everything. It was awesome, and I'm like, why am I doing this to myself?
Are you going to other people's houses?
So I go to people's homes, and everything's pretty much done in advance.
Okay.
I just bring everything, set it up, and we bring the food, obviously the food, the linens, the flatware, the candles, the flowers, the music. Everything's already done. They don't have to do anything.
Oh shit! You go that far? It's not like just food. It's like
no. Yeah, I do everything.
What kind of music? You got Metallica in there? You got
no. I play Indian music. But these
why? Because just to kind of
just
like
set
the flow with it.
Set the tone. Yeah.
Okay.
But like this dinner, the Saturday dinner, the guy goes. He sent me a message. We're heavy metal fans too, so we're gonna play some metal. I'm like, it's fine, whatever you want. You're paying me. You play what the fuck you want. Just don't play any country music, please. Thank you very much.
I'm the same way. Anything but country. I'm still blown away that you...
Although Eric Church is pretty awesome.
Who? Eric Church?
Yeah, check him out.
I've got a...
Trust me, he has a rock vibe to him. Little edge.
I have a really open mind. Well, I really do. But when it comes to country...
because you don't like the Beatles. I can't believe that. Let's not go back to that subject. Let's move on.
I'm thinking if it's fair to say that I don't like the Beatles. I respect them.
Yep.
And do you need to go?
No.
You got a time?
No, I just gotta keep getting buzzed.
Okay.
Everything's cool.
Is it cool if we take a quick break?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me show you something. You haven't seen me take a sip of this. For this whole while, I've been drinking water lately.
Well, that's awesome.
So I gotta pee a lot lately. And this, I'm not gonna keep this part in the episode. I'm gonna cut this out. I've been doing I do every year. And this is gonna make you're gonna judge me for this, but that's okay. Every year I do a 30-day sobriety month.
Yeah, that's great.
And I'm in that right now, and it ends on Saturday. Right. Here I am drinking like a couple days early.
That's fine. You did a good job, though.
All right, let me go pee real quick, and we'll start this.
Okay, cool.
Where were we talking about? Music? I don't know. I got a ton of questions. You've got a wild, interesting life, like going from Bombay to Kansas City, like 19 million to.
You don't even know about the bus accident.
A bus accident?
Oh shit!
Here?
I wouldn't. If it was here, I'd have been a millionaire. I was right before my 21st birthday, November 3rd or 4th. I cannot, for the life of me, remember the exact date.
Because of the bus accident.
I was crossing the street, Bombay. My dad was in Dubai on a business trip. My mom was out with some friends, and she called the house, and Rekha, our live-in, said, Ameet's gone. I'm not heard from him. And he's like, he always calls to. We all live together, but she's like, he always called, Mom, let's go try this new restaurant. Or
you love to eat. You love to eat.
Haven't heard from him. Well, I was hit by a bus. I was crossing the street. I was hit by a public bus
in India.
Yeah, I was hit.
Is that your fault or their fault?
It was my fault.
All right.
I was hit. I just thought I was taking a chance. There's no concept of jaywalking, all that bullshit. You just.
I've seen some videos of.
So it was. So I was hit by a bus.
God damn.
Did
you like fly across the street?
I flew 18 feet. I spun 3 times in the air. My head hit the median.
Whoa.
And so there's a big crack over here.
Whoa.
So then they took me. In India, it's a police case. The police is involved. They have to take you to a government hospital. My mom showed up, and they took me to the best hospital in the city. And they told my dad's younger brother was there, my grandma was there, my mom was there. Your son's very serious. He's only getting 50% oxygen.
Holy shit, dude.
You have 5 minutes for a second opinion.
5 minutes for a second opinion?
Yeah, that's bullshit. So they operated. I have no spleen. My spleen was ruptured. They took it out. My left lung was bleeding. Wouldn't stop bleeding for 15 days.
Whoa.
When I was out for a week. I was not in a coma, but I was out for a week. And I can imagine being a parent, being a dad, and him traveling from Dubai to come back to India. That would have been a fucking disaster.
Nightmare. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Anyway, so I came to a week, and they were doing the vitals and all that stuff, and I couldn't make a fist with my left hand.
Oh my god.
So they took another MRI, and there's a blood clot double the size of the first one. It's not in the brain. It's between the skull and the dura. Dura is the membrane that protects the brain. So it's not going to affect my brain. But there was a double clot, and they had to take me in again. So that happened. And then, all sorts of hallucinations and all sorts of shit I went through.
Really?
Yeah. And
from the clot?
Yeah, just from the medication and all that stuff.
What kind of hallucinations?
I thought they were putting I remember, I wrote a whole book about it.
You wrote a book?
I wrote a book about it for myself. No one's read it.
Can I read it?
Sure. They were putting the oxygen mask on it. I thought they were putting a light bulb to in my mouth to electrocute me. That's what I thought.
To electrocute you? Mm-hmm. You're the one that's providing the electricity.
It's crazy. Anyway.
How old are you? 19?
Right before my 21st birthday.
Okay.
So I'm December 14th.
You're an adult. You're a man.
This is like this first week in November. So they get the best lung specialists, and I hear them in and out of my sleep This is when I was out. I was.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
Some of the best doctors in America are Indians.
Right.
So are like all the doctors in India amazing?
Yeah, they're fucking.
They gotta be.
Yeah. So he's
Sorry.
like,
I'm
you're
sorry.
not. If his lung doesn't stop, he's not gonna live. If his lung doesn't stop bleeding. On the 15th day after the surgery, after the accident, my lungs stopped bleeding, and they transfer me to the normal rooms, not from ICU, and then I was let go. And I couldn't. When I was walking around the ICU to just get some circulation going, my neck was hanging.
Oh wow.
And my dad, I remember him taking my neck and push. He said, "Why are you walking like an old man?" I said, "Well, because of the fucking 32 stitches I have on my stomach."
32 stitches.
And
Dude.
I said, maybe because of that. Well, that was not the case. I had a broken C6, C7, which displaced to the left and missed my spine by 3 millimeters. Otherwise, I would have been on a wheelchair. So, well, then there was 6 weeks had already passed until they discovered this. And the reason that they couldn't, no fault of theirs, and I'll defend them till I die. No fault of theirs. They just, when they were taking they brought me in, when they took the whole body scan, my shoulder blades were covering the C6 and C7, which I think was a blessing. Otherwise, they would have to operate and do all that shit.
Okay.
So then we had this big discussion with the family and the doctors. Should we operate? Should we not operate? Should we decide not to operate? Because 6 weeks had already passed and nature already started taking its course and was already getting fused in the disc. And there was a risk of they had to break it. So there was a chance that I could have spine damage.
Dude.
So yeah, we let that go, and here you go. So yeah, I think I've always wondered why I lived. I think I want to have that aha moment one day. I don't know if I'll ever have it, but a couple things come to mind. I think my son, and then cooking for everyone, and then seeing Metallica 54 times.
Throw that one back. Throw that one away. It can't be that. No. What's so special about seeing them? 311's I've seen them quite a few times, and I would love to see 311 54 times, but
they are very special. They touch my soul.
Okay.
And they are very
music special.
They're great. Their resilience, drive, perseverance, and
let me tell you my
inspire
issue.
Me.
Can I tell you my?
You better tread lightly.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna tread lightly. Number one, I can't. All by nature, we all have certain tendencies or propensities or whatever. I don't know what it is about me, but I am kind of a contrarian. Like I keep it in check. Like, the iPhone. If I was a true contrarian, I'd say fuck the iPhone. Let me get the Google Pixel or whatever. So I do have an iPhone. But when I was, I don't know, fifth, sixth grade, when Metallica was first blowing up, everybody loved them. Oh, Enter Sandman is the greatest song. We just love them. There were Metallica shoes. Do you remember Metallica shoes?
I have a few.
Of course you do. And so I was just like, nah, fuck these guys. Like, if you like Metallica, you're just this weird nerd. Like, it's all about, like, MC Hammer and Criss Cross.
I am a weird nerd.
I mean, but as a sixth grader, weird nerds are like, you kind of...
Right.
It's just...
Outcast, yeah.
Yeah, kids are cruel. And so, just out of, like, whatever, just contrarian, like, yeah, fuck Metallica. But then I would listen, like, oh, shit. Like, Enter Sandman is a badass song. Like, their old... Like, their popular stuff is all I've listened to. I'm like... It is good. And so I would just shit on it. I think they're great. But my big deal was Lars. How much you guys have more money than God, and all of a sudden Napster comes around, and you're like,
I'm gonna cut you off.
Okay.
He was right. Why in 2008 October, I saw them for $55. and now they're $250, $300 tickets. No one's buying CDs because people are ripping. And the worst thing to happen was Apple Music and iTunes, where you buy one song and you don't buy the album. An album is supposed to be listened to from start to finish as an experience and as a story.
Right.
People don't know. Like, I love the fact that my son, I introduced my son to records. He has pretty much all the Metallica all of them on. I got it from him on vinyl. And no, he loves it. He's listening to all the music I used to listen to when I was 15. He's like, he sent me a text message, the Temple of the Dog song the other day.
Oh,
and I'm
wow.
like, okay, that's awesome. And then we got into my car and he's playing Suicidal Tendencies. I'm like, that's... No,
Okay.
so I digress. But he was right. I mean, look at the music industry.
Was he?
110. And I've met Lars a few times. I've had a few conversations. He's
Cooked him dinner yet?
No, that would be a fucking crazy mindfuck.
Yeah, I bet you could.
I don't know. The world the universe is a strange place. You never know. But no, he's yeah, it's crazy. No, why are ticket prices so high? They only make artists are not making shit.
When was $55 a ticket?
2008.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say
15 years ago. My son was a month and a half year old.
And now they're
ridiculous. Forget Metallica's tickets are not that bad. But
tickets are Taylor Swift. But I just put that as
U2, Taylor Swift, ridiculous. Imagine. Thank God I don't have a daughter or a child, boy or girl, whatever, who likes Taylor Swift, because I would go out of my fucking way to go get those tickets. I would. And, imagine like a 40-year-old dad having two daughters. They want to go to the show. All you want to do is make your kids happy, right? And give them everything you can.
I try. I got a boy and a girl. Yeah, that's what you live for. And I was going to say, maybe that $55 ticket that is now $200 could be explained by inflation. But if it was only 13 years, it probably hasn't gone up that much.
No, it's
all right. So maybe Lars was right. I understand the argument of like, oh, people aren't buying albums now, but when has these record companies ever been on the side of the artist? They've been getting fucked since.
Not everybody.
Well, sure, maybe not Metallica because they're in the 1%, but most of all these other people. What was the team? Your son? What was he just the
Suicidal Tendencies?
No. It was one he just said, the Temple of the Dog.
Well, that was just a tribute band for when.
But I'm saying there's like there are these bands that are fairly well known, but they still kind of got screwed by the record labels and the record companies. Haven't they been getting fucked all the time? And now people can be like, yo, I just want to buy your one song. I don't want to buy your album, but there's...
No one's buying anything.
Well, now they're not because they got music. Spotify.
And yeah, no one's buying anything. Like...
Right. No, now the way artists make money is if
merch.
You come to their show and merch.
Yeah.
You got to come to their show and then merch. But, I mean, wasn't it kind of always like that? Not for Metallica.
I don't think it was.
All right. I guess I don't know. I was never into that industry. But it is funny that you got into that. You just that, yeah. I guess it's not funny. It makes sense. You're that age where Metallica, like, hit off. But, like, you got so into them, you have to see them on tour. Like, what is it?
It's
what they just put on a hell of a show. Is it the community?
It is definitely the community. So my mom asked me, or someone at work asked me one day, well, so who are you going to the show with? I'm like, by myself, but I'm going to meet 150 people I know, out of which about 20, 30 of them are good friends. Like really? Close. We have text message groups. Like we'll text, and when they're the best people I've ever met, and I would have never met. There's a guy from Alabama. We would have never met ever. He's Alan, love you. He's my good friend. When would have you ever met if it wasn't for the Metallica? Jim, James, fucking
All
bread.
because of their music. What is it?
Yeah,
Is
bread, moose. I mean, Val from fucking Montreal, Jason. It's like all these people. Like it's great.
That's wild. I had no idea there was like.
Oh, and you should have seen us after the first show after COVID was dead. Like had come. Like it was Louisville.
It was never alive. Let me tell you that.
Louisville.
COVID
Kentucky.
was never alive. That shit was dead since the beginning. I go controversial.
We're not
on
going to
this.
talk about that right now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
right.
but you should have seen all of us. We were like just hugging each other. And
That's
everyone.
cool.
It was awesome. Good people. So when I lost my job, my friend Brett, every day, he would text me, "Hey, chin up, everything's gonna be just sweet." And it had gone to a point where I'm like, "Dude, you need to stop." And then when I opened an Iron District, same guy, every Thursday, because that Thursday was the first day, he would text me. Who does that? No one does that.
It's rare to find.
Yeah, and this is
supporter
just
like that.
all of them are like that.
You must have a list, at least in the back of your mind, of people you would like to cook for. I'm sure Lars is on there, but is there a list of people like, yo, I would love to do a personal meal?
I don't have a list. I would love to go for Metallica. Rob Dietrich, he's the master distiller of blackened American whiskey, which is Metallica's whiskey.
Rob Dietrich? That's not the skater guy?
No.
What is that? Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
Don't know.
Rob Dietrich. Yeah, you do. The MTV guy. With Chanel West Coast.
Don't remember.
Ridiculousness? Is that it?
No. Anyway, Rob, I would love to cook for Rob. Rob's become a buddy over the years, seeing the boys. But yeah, I want to cook for him. I would also, this is crazy, Darren Abbott, he's the vice president of Hallmark. I would like to cook for him and his wife.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Always wanted to cook for him.
How come you haven't?
I don't know, just not the right time.
What if you do you think you could reach out to him? Like, I worked for you for 18 years. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for so much.
No, he can reach out to me.
Gonna come. You wouldn't want to reach out to him?
No, we've already talked about it on my last day at work. I'm like, come, we should do a dinner sometime and just leave it at that, right?
I don't know.
What else?
You gotta chase your dreams.
You know what else? I would like to have a whole elephant wings experience for my parents and my son. Although my son's helped me with them, that would be fun to do. Like,
what does that mean? What
just
is an elephant's wings experience?
Yeah, all five courses. They don't not just a casual me cooking for them. You know, like a whole event. That would be kind of fun. Not really anyone else I want to cook for.
Really?
But I would cook for anyone who pays me.
Right. So I've developed a pretty good friend doing this podcast. His name is Chef Jayon. I don't know if you know him. He owns Sauced in
Yep.
That's down there. I personally am a big fan of. I've been watching cooking shows since I can remember. Emerald, bang! I don't know if you ever watched Emerald. Right. Rocco had it doesn't matter. For the past 10 years or so, I've been balls deep into Hell's Kitchen and anything Gordon Ramsay does. Like, are you a Gordon Ramsay guy at all?
Yeah.
So anyway, Chef Jayon, he was on Hell's Kitchen with Gordon Ramsay. He's locally here in Kansas City, and he was on the Hell's Kitchen show, and I've gotten to talk to him about his experience and all that stuff, and him and I are going to Vegas here next month. And it's just cool to see that whole side and that whole experience. Is there any part of you that would be interested in doing some kind of cooking show or reality cooking show, or like a Gordon Ramsay type thing, or Jamie Oliver or Guy Fieri? Is there any part of you that would be interested in any of that?
Never thought about it, but I don't know when the opportunity. If the opportunity presents itself, we can maybe something I would like to do. Yeah.
Are you aware of those shows?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Do you watch them?
No, I don't watch them. I'm just I'm busy at the restaurant. I go home. I go to bed.
How many hours a week do you work doing this?
I'm trying to. In the beginning, it was like quite a bit, but no, I'm just trying to. Like I go in a little late on Tuesday, although this Tuesday I went in early because I had to do some prep. But I'm just trying to have a little more of a balance. And then on my days off, I don't leave my house, which is Monday. And
Right.
I'm trying to take Sundays off too. And then I just catch up on YouTube and music and stuff like that. I haven't been really watching much. I don't know. I am doing a taco competition.
A what?
I'll show you. I'm trying to find it so I can read. It's called
Taco Corp? What?
I'm doing a taco competition on May 21st.
Interesting.
I'm gonna.
This is gonna be Indian tacos?
Well, mine are gonna be.
Right. Well, that's what I mean.
So it is. I'm trying to find.
Bear with us, folks. I'm pouring whiskey. He's looking up.
It's called Guac Your World.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love
and
dad
it
jokes.
is.
Guac Your World.
It's gonna be on the 21st. I want to try and pull up some little.
I want a guac. Guac. I want to guac. See, I know classic rock. You're not feeling that?
I'm feeling. I'm trying to. Okay. So it is Guac Your World 2004, a taco competition presented by Optum. Participating chefs and restaurants released today. Q39.
Oh.
Pinch. I can't read. I'm losing. Pinch Estacos Casey. Barbacoa de Picoso.
Never heard of him.
Then this other fucking place I've never heard about called Elephant Wings Casey.
Never heard of him.
And Ladybird Taqueria, which is also at
Oh,
Parlor.
I've heard of that. Oh, that's it.
So
yeah.
So the event is on May 21st, Tuesday.
Oh, Taco Tuesday.
At Corrigan Station Rooftop.
Where?
Corrigan Station Rooftop in the Crossroads, I think.
Corrigan?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not aware of that.
CORRIGAN Station Rooftop. Huh. So it's going to be, we're going to be providing taste testing tacos to 300 people. And then the people get to pick. And then
anybody can show up to this?
You have to buy tickets.
Oh, how do we get tickets?
I don't
I'll
mean
be
to put you on the spot. My
Elephant Wings on Instagram.
I will post it on Elephant Wings. Yeah, we can get all the details.
You were talking earlier about people booking you for private dinners and just DMing you and reaching out. How did you grow your following? How do you go from Hallmark to doing private dinners? Like, how do you?
So I just started. Designed a website, which I do.
You're a graphics design guy. Okay.
I started an Instagram account and started a Facebook page for Elephant Wings, and it just started from there. And then, after I lost my job at Hallmark, I hired a social media person, and she helped me a lot, Jillian Bode. But yeah, just plugging away. I mean, I wasn't obsessed about it like I am now because I had my job at Hallmark, and I would just do this.
Makes sense.
It was my side hustle. Elephant Wings was my side hustle. I wasn't really depending on it for my source of income. It was just for fun. But I loved it.
Are you living the dream right now for you?
Sure.
Look, I work for the post office. I hate my job. Every single there's a line from the movie.
Life's too short. If you don't like your job, leave.
Yeah.
So
I wish I could.
I talked to a couple of people who work at.
I wish I could.
I talked to a couple of girls or guys who work at Parlor, and they're like, "I can't wait for 4:00." I'm like, "Well, quit."
Yeah.
Or people like, "I hate Kansas City. I hate the weather here." Make a plan. Get the fuck out of KC. Do something. Make a plan. You don't have to be here if you don't want to be here, unless you have children or something. There's circumstances that require you to be here. But just if you make a change. Yeah, no, I love what I do. I don't. So this is funny. Tuesday, I I have, because of my accident, I have severe neck pain sometimes. So
damn.
Yesterday was one of those days, and I was like, so my guy comes in, and I'm like, I'm gonna go home. I'm getting out the door at Parlor and walking to my car. I'm like, I don't want to leave. What am I gonna go home and do? I want to be here because it's just fun, and especially on the weekends and the people around, talk to customers and upsell everything, tell them stories about a dish or whatever. Yeah.
That was something that was a lot different. Like when I met you at Elephant Wings when I was there eating. I don't want to say it was intimidating. In between, I want to say maybe if there's a word in between intimidating and refreshing. There was like if you could meld some kind of word in between that, because I was like. I feel bad, and this is just my personality type. The one problem I have with Parlor is you have so many great restaurants, and I walk by all of them, and either the owner or whoever's working there sees me looking at their menu and walking past them. And I'm like, God, I feel bad that he sees me walking past them. That doesn't mean I'm not going to come back, but like I'm feeling you out. I'm checking your menu out. And then when you were like, oh, hey, like, this isn't wings, because I said to the gal I was with at the time, I was like, I don't feel like wings. And you're like, oh, no, we don't serve wings here. And you started talking to me. I was like, oh, that is really cool. But it's also like the owner's like, he must be brand new because he's out here talking to everybody.
No, I would do it all the time.
You would do that all the time.
No, brand new, old, new, whatever. I'll do it all. I love it.
I like it,
yeah.
But it's also kind of intimidating and also like, it just takes you off guard because we're not used to that. And I did like it, but I was like, but then also you do feel bad. Like I said, like, all right, I'm going to pass you up for a minute because I got to go upstairs and see what's up there. Ultimately, I did come back.
I'm trying to find a balance where I'm like, I'm pretty good at gauging the person.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a joke, but if I know they're not going to be able to take it, then I won't say anything. Like the other day, there were two people standing. They're standing like 400 feet away from my restaurant. I'm like, I said, what is your deal? I swear to God, I don't smell like curry. And they laughed and they came by and they ended up ordering, right? So, or like, I'll say. Someone will ask, or I'll be like, "Hey, how are you today?" I'm good, and I'll be like, you don't care how I feel, or you're not gonna ask me how I feel, and most of the time they laugh,
right?
And they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry.
God, how are you?"
Yeah, or like, "Hey, can I get this with no jalapenos?" I'm like, "What did the jalapenos do to you?" Or you fucking wuss,
yeah, or
something like that. But most of the time I'm good. Maybe once they'll be like. They'll get a dirty look or something, but yeah. Or be like they're not dirty look, but like taken aback.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
No, I think the people love it. At least all of.
I think it's
we
great.
love that you're talking to us and telling us your story. The owner was so personable. He was there. And
right.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah. That is cool because you don't see that there. Is that a conscious effort? Are you? I think I already know the answer. I think that is like from talking to you this episode seems like that's just you. Like you just, and I think a lot of people might think, oh, that's just the owner trying to like hustle and get some people in there. But no, that's just you. You just love people and you want them to taste your food. Your food's amazing. It's so good. And the crazy thing is you don't have any like big inspirations of like people that have influenced you. It seems like it's your dad and your grandma.
My family, where I come from, that's it. And the desire to put a smile on people's faces.
Why do you want to put a smile on people? That's just you?
Yeah,
you've always been like that?
With my food, I've always been like that.
With anything,
with my food, I've always been like that. I make it like you. I will look. People they'll order my food. They'll go sit at a distance and they're eating, and all you can see is they have their mouth closed and they're shaking their heads like this, like, oh my God, this shit's good, right? I love that. It's awesome.
That is what it is, because I think, who knows?
Even at a private dinner, sometimes when the main course or whatever course is served,
that's what you want.
They were all talking, right, a minute ago, and then it's fucking pin drop silence.
I think that is the greatest compliment you can give a chef, is when everybody's talking. They love the company. They love their stories. They're all telling. They all want to talk. It's just chat, 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 chatter, chatter, chatter. And then the food gets served and silence. When it's pure silence, you know that food is just like borderline orgasmic. Like, fuck you. I'm not saying a word to you. Like, my mouth is having a moment right now with some food. And that is something. Yeah, that's got to be like the number one compliment for a chef, is when everybody's talking and then everybody just shuts up.
That's cool. Yeah,
I love that. I love that. What was your food experience? It was all Indian. Is it all Indian food? Like, is Bombay's got 8? You said 13 million people. Like, what kind?
Great food. The best Chinese food you ever had in your life.
San Francisco?
Bombay.
Really?
Oh my God, it's upscale. It's so good. I miss that. Oh my God, I miss it. That was our thing, and lots of Indian food like tandoori crab and oh my God, so good. Oh, let's not talk about it. My mouth's watering.
I want to talk about it.
But no, yeah, we all, my parents and I, we always went out to dinner, and Chinese food's huge. Italian.
Again, I'm so ignorant.
But it's been so long, right? I mean, the last time I was there,
20-something years ago.
2001. It is so. Bombay is so modern. It'll blow your brains out.
Now or then or both?
Both.
It's just always
now it's
staying
even better.
Why don't you go back?
I want to. I don't know when. I would love to go.
What's holding you back? Like, to go for like a week or two?
I can't leave.
You're too busy?
Too busy. And then, just not the right time. It'll happen.
I'm a big YouTube guy. Obviously, this show is on YouTube. Follow me, like me, comment Neanderthal Podcast on YouTube. And I love watching. I'm really into people traveling across the world and doing vlogs of just like a camera out here, going to street food and shit. Hey, it's not me saying this, okay? It's not me saying this, Ameet. It's all these travelers. They say India is like one of the worst places to travel. They say it's terrible because there's so many hustlers. There's so many people trying to scam them.
You're white. I'm brown. I know what to do.
All right. Maybe they won't come up to you. I bet you they'd still come up to you. You got the tattoos, and you probably dress like an American.
But, dude. They dress better than us.
I'm not saying better or worse. I'm just saying they would look at you as a mark. Oh, here's an Indian, but he's really from American. Let's.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I know. But I'm street smart like that.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna get hooked either. I'm gonna tell you no.
But no, yeah, I would love to go. I would love to go. Especially take my kid.
All right, so again, as an ignorant American, which no shame. Bombay is a huge city, so there are, I guess it makes sense, there are multicultural communities and restaurants in there. Like, it's not just like Indian food throughout there. There's, all right, so Chinese.
Everything.
Mexican?
Everything.
Really?
Everything. Sushi, everything.
All right, my question, and it's just directed at you for whatever, because we're talking. I've grown up loving Chinese buffet. I know it's terrible. I know it sucks.
Best Chinese buffet, or best buffet ever. Vegas buffet.
Vegas?
The Vegas buffet where you spend and they have all these 4,000 different.
Right,
they have
lobster tails.
That's the best buffet ever. So much fun.
It's so good.
Again, did it when I went to see Metallica last time in Vegas.
Everything you do is for Metallica.
Yeah, I don't want. What's the point? Yep, I want to go to Australia.
All right, so I grew up going to, and I love a good Chinese buffet. And I always wondered and just joked, if I were to go to China, do they have an American buffet? Like, come on, we got hot dogs and hamburgers and chicken nuggets
But
and
they
spaghetti.
do have McDonald's and Wendy's and all that stuff.
Yeah. Everybody's got that. That's like how you know your culture's been ruined when we've moved in.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if they have had a American buffet, but what would that be?
That's what I'm saying. It would be like
What is
hot
American
dogs,
food?
hamburgers, and I would think Americans would be.
Chicken breast with no salt and pepper.
Eh,
That was a little dig.
that is a dig. You saying we can't cook?
I didn't say
What
that.
is America? All right.
What
So
did you grow up
American.
eating?
I grew up with, my mom and her dad, my grandpa. They loved cooking. Like that's how they bonded, as growing up. Like they would make homemade Chinese food, Mexican food, Italian. They grew up cooking all kinds of. So I grew up as a foodie. Like I was cooking with my mom, like making salads when I was like 5 years old. And like, oh, Ryan, you make the best salads. It's like, why? Because now that I'm looking back, it's like, oh, I just put mushrooms in it. Like, so I grew up different than probably most American palates. Like, and then my mom remarried to my dad now, who he's got bookcases full of cookbooks and sauces, and I hunt and he hunts, and we're making wild game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like I'll make you my favorite thing. I like to cook. I'm probably not as good as you, but I love food. I love wild game. My favorite thing to make is elk shanks.
Oh, awesome.
It's kind of like osso buco.
I think Adi had an elk burger when he went with his mom to Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Like $50 or whatever, ridiculous. The burger is awesome. Yeah, I would love it. I've had elk before.
Elks, man, and the shanks. Just, like everybody throws that part of the animal out.
What's the weirdest thing you had to eat?
Ooh. Cow brain?
Goat brain.
Hmm?
Goat brain.
Goat brain?
So fucking good.
Yeah.
My dad took me, I was maybe 16, 17.
Okay.
And bheja fry. It was like, so bheja means brain fry. So it was this like brown sauce, I remember, with rice and bread. So much oil. So fucking good. On the streets in Bombay, South Bombay. So good.
Is street food, that's where it's at, huh?
I don't want to eat. I don't want to go to any fancy place. I like, street food. We would do it all the time.
You don't want, are you not interested in a fancy place like a...
Well, if I'm gonna visit a place, I would maybe do one nice dinner, in quote unquote.
Right.
But yeah,
$100 a person or some shit like that.
Whatever, yeah, ridiculous.
You don't have any kind of interest, like interest or bucket list of like, I know you said the Michelin in Singapore, but do you have like an actual like 5-star Michelin restaurant where I'm going to seek out and go to like is it French Laundry or something like that? Where they get super fancy with like the tiny plates with bubbles and
nothing comes to mind. But yeah, I mean if the situation presents itself, yeah.
Do you think that's the difference between the type? I don't mean to disrespect, but the type of chef that you are, where you're not schooled and I don't want to say cultured, but raised in that kind of like, oh, you have to do this type of French.
I don't know if I ever if I ever wanted. You never know. If I ever want, I don't think.
But that's not like in your brain. Like I have to do this.
No.
I like that because I think
I just wanted to make. I want to make it accessible. I want people to be, just be a little adventurous, and just try something new. I've seen quite a few people. They're looking at their menu, especially the younger ones, like in the early 20s. They're mortified. They have the fear of God on their. I'm like, it's just fucking.
Looking at your menu,
just scared because they don't know, they don't understand some of the ingredients and the flavors and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's food. You're not trying to buy a house. I'm like,
dude, I look at those. I'm like, oh, what are these flavors? I gotta try them.
Well, but I'm talking about when you're like 19 and 22, and that age, you know, like they're scared. And like people don't what and they'll ask some questions, and or some people will ask questions, and I'm like, they're literally, I'm like, you're not gonna die. Just try it. Just try it.
Please try it.
Yeah.
Like, all right, here's a question I wanted to ask you. Tracing back to where I'm walking past your guys' restaurants and parlor and feeling bad that I'm passing you up. As an owner, because there is so much there's always competition as a restaurateur, but when you're in a place that's got 5 or 6 restaurants all in one spot, is there a part of you like, damn, why'd you walk past me?
Sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure. But I'm
Dude,
like,
thank you for being honest.
no, sure. Yeah, but, or I'm like, or I'll gauge the person, and I'll be like, hey, how's it going? And depending on how they respond, I'll either let them be, or most of the time I'll be like, sometimes let them be completely, or most of the time, hey, if you have any questions, let me know. And then I'm like, oh, we're so confused, which one we get? I'm like, what is your toss up? What are you thinking? Do you like this one, and then I'll walk, or I'll go to, as it all depends on the people and how I read them.
Right.
Sometimes, pretty much, most of the time I'm right. Sometimes I'm wrong, and I'll walk them through my menu, and they love it. They appreciate it. I'm like, this is this, this is this, this is this, and yeah, that's it. I'm not standing there.
No, I
them
understand
in.
that, but in the back of your head, you're like, God damn it, he passed me up. Like, he walked past me. He's not coming back here to get something. Like, are you a little disappointed or bummed out when somebody walks past your restaurant and goes upstairs or goes
Sure, yeah, of course.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, because I want them to, I'm like, you're missing out, you know? Like, but it's your choice where you want to eat, where you want to spend your money, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. I did not expect.
Oh, no.
I didn't expect you to be honest. To be honest,
no,
like,
no.
nah, I don't give a fuck. We got so many good restaurants. Yeah, go to Mother Clucker. Go to Cito's.
Yeah, it depends on what they want. And for me, it's like, hey, come. It would be a pleasure for me to talk to you through my menu and have you experience my food. That's, yeah.
Yeah. How do you? Is there a way you have to sell your food? If I've never had your food, I'm not going to know what I'm missing. But after I have it, I'm like, oh, like seriously, I'm not blowing smoke. I first had invited you. I invited you on my podcast because, like, oh, here's a new place and it's Indian. That would be interesting. I'd like to hear his story. And I invited you before I even tried your food. And then I tried your food.
No, you didn't. You tried the food first, I thought.
In my mind. I was like, when I was talking to the girl I was with.
Oh, yes, you invited me before you tried the food, but you tried the food like 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, and then after food, I was like, oh my God. I gotta get to the bottom of this shit. But yeah, beforehand, I just was interested in the story because I thought it had a cool story.
Yeah.
But it is cool to see that you're honest. Like, I want you to try my shit.
Yeah.
And after trying it, I'm like, yes. Like, I tell people all the time, you got to try it. There's just something. You can have Mexican anywhere. You can have Italian anywhere. You can have burgers anywhere. But in Kansas City, it's hard to find good American food. We've had Taj Mahal.
Indian food, you mean?
What did I say?
American.
Oh, yeah. Indian food. We have Taj Mahal, which is, I don't even know if it's around anymore, but it was like a buffet.
It's in the buffet in the day.
And then there's another place in Kansas that I had a couple months ago. I won't be able to tell you the name of it. It's really good. Really good. But then, yeah, your stuff, like, there's not many places to get. As a foodie, I love trying all different kinds of things. One of my favorite places is Vietnam Cafe. Like, I love trying all kinds of different cultures.
So
and
good.
I can't think of a better Indian place than Elephant Wings. I really can't. Like, so good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. And the fact that people can do... I can't imagine you were going to do private dinners for super. Do you always want to be able to do private dinners? Really?
Yeah, it's fun. So much fun.
I just see you and your food as coming as like, I'm too big to do that. Really?
I think it's awesome.
It's awesome, but I think your shit would be, I don't know. I could
But
see
what they're getting on the private dinner is completely different from the Elephant Wings parlor.
anywhere it is. I imagine
Right.
I just imagine just your style is. So do you have, I know I touched on it earlier, you just want to be kind of a small menu and only at Parlor. And then also you're not like in that culture of like Michelin stars, but do you think or dream of like, yo, I could be a Michelin star?
Never crossed my mind once. I mean, if it happens, it happens. I don't know. Just
Each day
as it comes, and
you're spontaneous, right?
I don't know what's gonna happen next week.
What are your
just do your my dad and I were talking. He's like, just fucking do what you're doing.
How come your dad's here and your family's here?
So they they moved after my dad moved 6 months to the day after I moved to Kansas City.
He moved here
to Atlanta. Yeah, he moved
Atlanta.
So I moved to Atlanta.
Why'd you guys go to Atlanta? Why of all the places? Why Atlanta is the spot?
graphic design school there. Remember?
Okay.
I went to design school there.
Okay.
My dad moved to New York 6 months to the day. I moved on the 28th of December. He moved on the 28th of May of the next year. My mom came 2000, September 11, 2000. And then they moved to Kansas City when my kid was a month old.
Okay.
Yeah, so
They want to be grandparents.
Yeah. So they're.
What's your dad do here?
He's retired now. Yeah.
Does he like it here?
Yeah.
Like,
I think so.
how do?
I mean, he's here because of us, and he's a pretty badass cook himself.
Does he just cook for himself? Does he?
He's so good.
Does he cook?
Just for himself.
Does he cook
for my mom?
Does he cook better than you?
Certain things, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I learned from him.
What's your favorite thing that he makes?
Oh my God. He'll do a shrimp curry or something or
His curry
or anything like.
Why is it always curry? Is that just like,
you know what curry is?
I don't know.
Curry is not the spice. Curry is the consistency of the sauce.
Okay, the consistency of the sauce?
Yes.
How thick it is?
Yes.
Huh.
Curry does not mean curry powder necessarily.
Oh.
So yellow curry.
Yellow, green, and red, right?
Right.
It's just the
That's
consistency?
that's how we do it. But he makes a chicken jalfrezi, which I'm actually making his recipe but tweaked for the dinner on Saturday night.
Of course, it's tweaked.
Of course. So I don't want to give him all the credit. I got to put my stamp on it. Hey, so if it's mine and they like it, I can say thank you. If it's mine and they don't like it, I'm like, well, I fucked up.
Damn. I would love to see you. How diverse is your cooking? Yeah, clearly you're I don't know if you consider yourself a master of Indian cuisine.
No, I don't. I don't consider myself master of anything.
Do you only cook Indian cuisine, or can you throw down with like some Chinese, some Mexican?
I do Indian tacos. I can do some pastas. I do a killer steak.
What does that mean?
Hanger steak, baby.
That's a Mexican thing. What do you do to it?
Hanger steak is not Mexican.
I feel like
hanger steak is a cut of the steak. It's a diaphragm of the cow.
No, I understand that, but the Mexicans got that hanger steak down. The Mexicans can make a mean hanger steak.
Hey, salt, pepper, olive oil. That's it.
That's it.
And some other things which I won't tell you.
Of course not. All right. So you can cook any. Will you fuck around and make other
things from other countries?
Yeah.
Not really. I haven't cooked for myself in months.
What do you cook yourself? Just the
so
curry?
Either getting
you
stuff
told me you love that your yellow curry.
Either eating stuff at the restaurant, or my biggest bank account drainer right now is DoorDash. I'm not joking.
Really?
Yeah, it's stupid.
What are you DoorDashing? What do you like to? All right.
One
If
of
you're
my
not,
door-
if
I'm
you're not
DoorDashing.
eating Indian, what do you make? What are you eating?
I love anything in a bowl with rice and noodles, like anything Asian. Like I love Anuram stuff. I'll DoorDash Strang Hall from his place. Lulu's. Boru ramen is what I got last time.
Bauru's good.
Yeah. Any sort of Thai food. Love Thai food. Dad and I we got Tasty Thai right by his house up north. So good. Actually I was dropping him off on Monday. He had cataract surgery. And I was like, I'm just going to pick up some Tasty Thai on the way home. And they were closed. I was really disappointed. But yeah. So then I got shitty Chinese food. But not shitty, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's so good.
Right by my house. It's fine. Yeah. So no, I've been doing that. I'm like, I gotta start cooking. But I'm like, I've been at the restaurant all week. And I'm like, I just want to chill. Have a few beers and listen to music and eat some DoorDash.
What would you call American food? And what kind of American food do you respect?
Spaghetti and meatballs. Not the Italian kind. Hot dogs. Okay.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I'm just fucking with you.
Get the fuck out of here. A Chicago dog. I reckon you don't know, would you?
Okay. So one of the best. Oh, I love Chicago dogs. I love chili dogs.
I almost died on the Chicago dog.
But can I tell you the best $1.50 I've ever spent? Costco.
What was her name?
Costco.
Yeah, Costco hot dog.
Costco hot dog. And it comes with the soda.
They're huge. They are.
I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I said, can you not give me the soda? Can I just get two hot? And I couldn't finish the second hot. It was like, it's huge. Yeah, it's so. So sometimes I'll go to Costco.
All right, don't disrespect me like that or American culture.
I love the Costco hot dog.
I'm not going to stand for that. Give me something better of some American cuisine that you respect and enjoy.
The best? Okay, a burger. Just a great burger. My favorite, mushroom and Swiss burger.
All right.
If you call that American cuisine.
I do.
You guys are confused, which I don't know what your cuisine is. Give me a few choices, I'll pick one.
Chicken fried steak.
Okay.
Etouffee. Gumbo. Like
Okay.
I'm looking at some southern
Okay,
fried chicken.
Okay, so now we're getting some. Oh my God! Anything New Orleans, I love.
Okay,
I'm actually in the process of coming up with my version of a shrimp po' boy for the restaurant.
Oh.
So I was gonna deep fry the shrimp, and we tried it, and it's amazing. My staff loved it, but I think just for cross contamination for the shellfish allergy, we're gonna grill it and not fry it.
Okay.
So I feel like
Smart.
even though we change our fryer oil often, the fries get fucked with the shrimp. I feel it'll affect the taste.
Yeah, it will.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yes.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing what you're saying. I was a little confused.
Yeah, I mean,
So
the thing about America is we do have a ton of fucking variety.
Anything from New Orleans. I mean, we went there. I love it. I love going to Jazz Louisiana Kitchen. I know it's a chain, but
All right.
it's you know, where do you get good Cajun food in Kansas City?
You don't.
So there you go.
How about Chef Jay on? Chef Jay, like I was talking about, the owner of Sauced. He does private dinners too.
Yeah.
He'll hook you up with some good. So he went on Hell's Kitchen, and his meal was etouffee for Gordon Ramsay, who shredded it. You're right. Yes, Louisiana food is good. You can't get it outside of Louisiana. It's very hard.
I just loved all the food when I went there. No, but I went with my mom and dad, my cousin, my son.
I used to live down there, and that's the biggest thing I miss is the food. So yeah, we got chicken fried steak, we got fried chicken, we got American cuisine, white boy tacos, ground beef, lettuce, and cheese in a hard shell. Let me think about some American food. Salisbury steak, regular steak, barbecue. How about barbecue?
I love barbecue, oh my God. My favorite place in town, Q39. Every time I'm driving there, Ameet, do not get the same thing. Every time I go there, I get the same thing.
What do you get?
The burnt end burger.
All right. I respect you on that. I don't think you're saying Q39 just because it's the hip, cool thing to say. I think a lot of people think like, oh, everybody says Q39, so I have to say Q39. Because for a while because it seems like Q39 is the king of barbecue in Kansas City. For a while there
There's so many other places.
it was kind of, but for a long time, don't you feel like Joe's, Kansas City, Oklahoma Joe's, now KC Joe's, that was the king?
Well, that still is. I was passing by the other day. There was a fucking line out the door. That's awesome, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like they've kind of gotten pushed to the side, and Q39's been the hot thing. How are you a foodie? Like, are you traveling around the KC Metro and
I don't. Like I said, I mean, I'm not working. I'm home, hanging out.
You're not interested in seeing like what else, like your competition?
I went to Antler Room recently.
Okay, nice.
So good.
Really?
I'm taking my son for his 16th birthday there, 100%, and we're gonna go through the whole fucking menu.
Damn.
I told him we're gonna start.
Dude,
at the
you
top,
spoil your son.
and then we're gonna. My next, the other place I want to go to, but every time I think of it, it's a Sunday.
Chick-fil-A.
Is
I feel ya.
Katanori, the new sushi place, on
the Crossroads.
Yeah, I want to go there. That's another place. But going out with my son is like, okay, we're gonna drop like $200-$300,
Right?
Because growing boy, and we loved it. I'm like, get everything. We love going to. We just went to Chewology.
Okay.
Last Tuesday, loved it. I can eat that. And then we love Chingu in Westport. I'm not a big like let's go to a fancy place kind of a.
I'm not even
so you
suggesting
see what
fancy.
I'm saying?
I'm just saying spots. Like there's
Chewology, that price point and that kind of like it's so special. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot. Kansas City's. We got some spots. We're not a Chicago. We're not a New York, but we got some cool spots. And every time I go out and I have some amazing barbecue, I like Q39. I love Arthur Bryant's. I like Gates. There's a place in Lee Summit called Smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Smoke is legit. And they have a meal there that's not even barbecue. It's a Cajun shrimp risotto. I'm a slut for a risotto. You give me a good risotto. They got a Cajun shrimp risotto that's fire. Yeah. And their barbecue's good too.
And I'm a creature of habit. Like one of my favorite places to go to is Ragazza, Cucina del Ragazza.
Okay.
43rd and Main, Italian place where I feel like I'm home.
Okay.
It's such a great spot. I go there. Like I'll go there on Sunday. They have reverse happy hour. Get a couple appetizers, maybe. I get the same thing every time. So as I said, creature of habit, right?
Right.
Like yeah. So I'm in the early in 2001, 2002, 2003. I would go to El Centro. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, always, all the time.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in ages.
It's still around.
One of the best meals I've had in Kansas City was the Rieger.
Really?
Yeah. Quite a while ago. Oh my God, we got the chef table in the kitchen, right off the kitchen.
Right.
It was awesome.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. I love that you love to eat. I mean, of course you do, but I love that you're experiencing all these different things. It's nice to have a local chef that's a foodie and supporting and trying to work with all these.
And then there was this place called Shio Ramen right across from Uptown Theater. They closed during COVID. Oh, they are one of my favorite places.
Is it now
I can't remember.
Eiffel Tower?
No, Eiffel Tower's been there forever. There's like 3 doors if you're looking at Eiffel Tower, 3 or 4 doors to the left. It closed during COVID or right before that.
Now is it like an Ethiopian Caribbean place?
I can't.
Maybe.
I won't begin
on Broadway?
I won't begin to tell you what it is now.
I think it's an Ethiopian Jamaican or some weird kind of fusion place like that.
Yeah.
I like some Ethiopian. One of my best friends is Ethiopian. There's this place out in Kansas. I think it's like somewhere around 70th Street or something like that. Shawnee Mission or something like that. It's called Ethio Mart, and it's legit. If you go with an Ethiopian, you're gonna get like straight Ethiopian for like raw meat, like the raw beef.
There's this.
And you're dipping it in their sauces, their mamita. Ugh.
There's this Korean barbecue place which I want to go to, and I cannot remember. There's 2 locations in town. I've written it down and now I don't know where the hell it is, but I want to check that out sometime. And speaking of Indian restaurants, there are 2 restaurants I want to try. They're in Kansas. One is called Desi Bites. I've heard good things.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that place too.
And another one is called Curry Leaves, which curry with a K. I want to try that place out.
Why is it curry with a K?
They're just trying to be a little edgy.
All right.
So I want to try those places out. But yeah, I have a list.
You have a list?
I want to go to Novel. I've never been to Novel.
Oh, is that okay? I've been there.
Right by. It's pretty close to Parlor.
I've been there. That was where. Oh my God, what was that gay show? The gay TV show that was big in Kansas City. Queer Eye.
Yeah.
Queer Eye for a Straight Guy.
Yeah.
I think they used to go there a lot, and
Yeah.
it was famous. It was put on by them. That was some barbecue place.
But then also, speaking of great food or American, there's a bar called Jim's Alley Bar, right around the corner from Parlor. It's in an alley. It's like a New York dive.
Oh yeah.
They have amazing food. Now their place right next to it, also owned by Eric, called King G.
King G, yeah, the
They have,
deli
like,
or
deli
custom.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
So good. Great. Grinder's Pizza, amazing. Well, that's kind of the stuff I'm not. I'll go try anything.
You're a Kansas Cityan.
It's like
You really are. Like I feel like, yeah, you came here from Bombay via Atlanta, New York.
Yep.
But I feel like, do you consider yourself a Kansas Cityan?
Yeah, I'm 47.
Yeah, you've been here for 20-something years.
I was in India for 3 years. Then I moved to Dubai for a few years. Then I came back to India, and then I've been in here. So it's
You're a Kansas Cityan.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I was a military brat. I moved all over,
right.
and then I settled here when I was about 20. And yeah, I consider myself a Kansas Cityan. And in fact, I consider people like you and me, people who weren't born and raised here, the real Kansas Cityans, because we could have picked anywhere we wanted to live. We lived in multiple places, and this is where we sat down and put our roots. We're the Kansas Cityans.
The universe wanted me to be here.
Yeah.
Hey, trying to think. Now so what this is making me realizing I need to start going eat out more. Not call or order DoorDash.
Yeah, fuck DoorDash. You're paying an exorbitant amount of delivery fees and tip and all this shit, and the driver's not getting the money. And are you losing money? Like, I remember during COVID, DoorDash and Uber Eats blew up, of course. And there was a little bit of controversy of maybe the restaurants were getting necessarily compensated correctly with all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, do you?
I wasn't in the scene at the time.
Right, but now, like, you do Uber Eats, right?
I do Uber Eats and DoorDash.
Is that, or do you welcome it, or
Yeah,
you like?
I love it.
It makes you money.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Okay.
an avenue of customer. I wouldn't have. I mean, it's a customers I wouldn't be getting, because you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Or they love your stuff so much, like, I don't feel like going there, but I gotta have them come here.
Hey, it's still,
What's it like having the best food? Your food's so, like, you got the best food in Parlor.
Please don't say that.
I just did, and I've been eating there for a long time. And yeah, Mother Clucker, it's good, but it's Nashville chicken. It's good. It's good. It's good. Cito's, you're good. Oh, there was a place there called Tings. Did you have Tings?
No.
It was
the Row Market now.
Yeah.
Filipino food, right?
Fucking good.
Yeah, I should.
They
check it
got
out.
this salmon, the skewered salmon. Oh, it's so good. But as far as quality or flavor, you have the best. You've got the best spot in Parlor. Like your food is the best food in Parlor, and a lot of people know. At least I'm aware of. You're not the first restaurateur that I've had on the podcast, and I know. So I know the stats. Like, was it like 50% of restaurants in the first year don't make it? That's a huge number. But then in the second year, it's even another bigger number between that. So like I worry. I'm like, oh my God, it's so good. I don't want it to. There's been so many good restaurants in Parlor and then they just leave. They disappear. Providence Pizza was right across from you. I don't know what that place is now. It was like, it was so good. It was like Detroit style pizza. It was fucking phenomenal. And now they're gone. Like, is that something you worry about? Cause I worry about that for you and other people. I'm like, don't go. It's so good. Like, I don't want it to like be overlooked or.
No, I'm not worried.
Yeah.
When I leave, I'll have my own place.
Right. Okay. I love that. I love the confidence. And I'm not trying to throw income. I'm just saying, like, I worry, like, when I find something that's so good, I'm like, please don't let John Q. Public fuck this up by not going there. Like, please support this place. And I guess we can just leave it there. Anybody listening or watching, most people listen to this podcast, but anybody watching and listening, Elephant Wings at Parlor, Tuesday through Sunday. Fuck. Just go. Just go one time. Get the poutine fries. Get the unholy cow. If you don't want to spend that much money, which that's not a lot of money, you got $10 burning a hole in your pocket, get the pupusas. I swear to God. Not pupusas. I'm sorry. That's the same thing, right? Samosas. Is that the same thing? No?
Minus samosas. I like my name better.
I'm sorry.
We understood what you were saying.
Samosas. They're so...
He remembers the price. That's pretty cool.
They're life-changing. They're so good.
I actually just got a text. I started looking at my phone from my staff, and it says, we have 4 orders of samosas left right now.
They're so fucking good. How do you...
We're making a new batch on Friday morning, so... Sorry, not tomorrow.
And what is that? Is it a chimichurri sauce? What kind of sauce?
The chutney. Curry. It's a coriander chutney, which I make. I'm actually making a big batch tomorrow.
And you do all...
Yeah.
Like, how involved are you day to day?
Yeah, very involved. I do everything. Like all the curries and all that, I make them. I marinate all the...
You know what's crazy?
All the chicken, all the beef, all the paneer. I make the aioli. I actually let my other. I'm not a very. It's hard for me to like give it up, but I have to do that if I want to grow.
Okay.
I actually one of my on Sunday one of my staff made the my yogurt and then the aioli. I haven't given. No one's marinated the proteins yet, and no one's made any of the curries yet or the tikka sauce.
It's all you?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I only say it because
I think I'm. So here's, and this is another Metallica thing. Before August, I have to let go of the reins a little bit because I'm going to Chicago with my son for 4 or 5 days, and I'll probably get everything prepped.
You're so worried about 4 or 5 days?
I'll get everything prepped, but you never know. Things can run out. Like, holy shit, how did we run out of samosas? How do we run out of samosas right now? We had enough till Friday. Maybe we got a rush.
Whoa.
So.
Well, I look at restaurants like the ones in Parlor or anywhere else. I'm like, the owner of this put his stamp on it already, and he's probably too big. He's probably too busy to actually be putting in the work to be putting this food with his name on it. He probably has somebody he trusts, but you're like, yo, I'm still doing that. That's crazy. You're the one. The owner of it is the actual one still doing it. I look at some of those places, I'm like, oh, they made a bunch of money and they just threw their recipe and they're letting them take over. But you're the one that That's awesome. I love that. I love that it's your name and
Yep.
it's still you fucking doing it.
Yep.
You're not going to get that in many places, right? I don't know either,
No.
but I just assume. Assume.
Just focused on my stuff and
Yes, you are who I wanted you to be. I wanted you to come here and tell me I'm in the day-to-day and this is my fucking food. This is my food. It's not my recipe. This is my food. I'm doing it.
yep, absolutely, 100%.
Damn. What can we, all right, let's end this thing. I feel like I'm taking a ton of your time. I could keep going. I talked to you about Metallica and shit forever.
Yeah, I gotta wrap this shit
Yeah,
up.
let's get the hell out of
back
here.
to the restaurant.
Tell my people.
It is 8:36 on a Wednesday p.m. I gotta get back to the restaurant. I gotta pick up a few things because I have to start my ice cream prep tomorrow morning early for my private dinner for Saturday, and then I have to go get all my supplies for the private dinner tomorrow morning before I go back to the restaurant.
Damn, dude, you're a bad motherfucker.
So it's gonna be a fun. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Put music on.
You're a hard worker.
It doesn't feel like work when you're having fun. I swear to God,
Dude,
it doesn't feel like work. Cutting chicken sometimes feels like work, but 40 pounds. I fucking cut 40 pounds chicken. That felt like work today. But apart from that, but marinating it was fun.
dude, I'm really jealous of you. But also, I'm extremely proud of you and happy for you. Oh, I sometimes get to interview and talk to people that are living their dream and they love what they do. And it's awesome seeing that that's what you get to do. You figure out a path in this life to do what makes you happy and your passion, and you're like living your dream. Like there's no rules to life. You can do whatever you want in this world. We're all our own entities that can pick our own path and choose what we want to do. And ultimate goal is to do something that doesn't feel like work to satisfy your day. And it feels like that's what you've got and that's what you're doing. I'm jealous of you, but proud of you. And I couldn't be more happy for someone like you that gets to do it, man. That's awesome. I love it, dude.
So thanks for having me, man.
Dude, thank you for being here. Thank you for this podcast. I'm just some random dude that asked you to come do their podcast and you agreed to do it. Man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me and listening to my funny stories.
Have you done a podcast before? Have you told these stories?
No, I've told these stories, but this is not in this format.
Man.
This is great. I'm excited to...
I love it, man.
And I love that it's spontaneous and that it's not going to be edited. And
No.
I sounded like an idiot in certain times.
No, you didn't. I sounded like the ignorant
We both
American. You sounded like the genius that
I'm not
just...
an idiot.
The only dumb thing you said is you've seen a Metallica 52 times.
Son of a bitch.
And you
I
like
think
the
the only
Beatles.
dumb thing I said. I think the only dumb thing I said was, "What's your favorite American food?" The hot dog. I think that was pretty dumb, but But what do you think of America? Coca-Cola, hamburgers, and hot dogs, right? Or should I say hot dogs?
I don't know what that means. Hot dogs.
Well, like the Indians pronounce it, hot dogs.
I don't know. I don't have a ton of Indian culture in my world.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, this was awesome. If there's anything you'd like to say on here, pimp your social medias or whatever, go ahead and I'll give you this time for you.
Yeah, Elephant Wings at Parlor. Follow me on Instagram. Elephant Wings KC. www.elephantwingskc.com. Book that private dinner just to take it to the next level.
Book it. Make sure you put the www in there because this is 1998 and you guys don't know how the internet works. This is Neander Talk Podcast. I'm giving you shit, Ameet. I love you. Thank you for being here. Bye.
Leave me the fuck alone. Neander Talk, hardest podcast in the world, you stupid ass bitch.